Hello and welcome to episode 29 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
And hello. How is everyone? How are you?
I'm great.
I'm going to have to put the censor in immediately.
That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Thank you so much. You've been on one today. You have been absolutely full of it today.
No, I don't.
And we've only just sat down.
We've only just begun.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get copy strikes.
Yeah, I know.
And we're going to get demonetized. Well, can't do both.
Yeah, exactly. Pick one, YouTube. Pick one and stick to it.
Nothing a copy strike if we're not monetized. That's why I did it, you see.
Thank you. Oh, good looking out, Jack.
I did it for you.
Good looking out. Thank you. Yes. Hello. I hope everyone is having a wonderful
This should be Monday. Yeah, Monday.
So far.
The worst but yet best day of the week.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. It's made a little bit better for spending it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together.
Indeed. And if anyone's watching it in a watch party right now, hello.
What's
Good
happening?
to see you now, but not really now. In the
Yeah,
future
Squad
sometime. Yes. If you didn't know, we have a Discord.
I think they probably know by now.
This is only like the 5th episode. We've said it every single episode.
Nothing like a refresher.
Indeed. We have a Discord and it's an amazing place to be.
100%.
Everyone is so incredibly kind, welcoming and supportive. We have a great time in there. And if you haven't joined already, and that sounds like the type of place you'd like to be, please consider joining.
Invite links in the description below.
We'd love to have you.
We'll see you there.
Indeed. So, anything you would like to update the people on?
It's a tough one.
You're scouring that.
It's a tough one.
That mental fortitude there. Anything?
No.
No.
Don't think so. I don't think I've got anything to update anybody on. We've got a Paramore tomorrow.
We are going to Paramore tomorrow,
cool.
which will have already been by the time you watch this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to Manchester to see Paramore, which is the first time in we last saw them in 2017.
17, yeah.
So can you do that math for me? That's
6 years.
6 years. So I'm very, very, very excited.
Margaret is a huge fan.
I am a huge Paramore stan. I absolutely love Paramore.
I don't mind them. They're just pretty good.
One of those bands that, like, I listened to them when I was young because, you know, look at me. I was obviously an emo kid, right?
Yeah.
I still am.
Yeah.
And they were a band that I listened to when I was younger.
Yeah.
And every album they release just gets better and better and better and better.
Yeah, to be fair, I think weirdly, I actually like all the new things better than I do like
me
the old
too.
things. You know, the old things
Yeah.
are good, and you know, everyone likes Misery Business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I think I've actually, because we were together when what was the last album called?
After Laughter.
After Laughter.
Yeah.
When that came out, and you played it, you know, non-stop for about 6 years. So, you know, I quite like that album.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favourite album.
Yeah, it's a great album.
And they've just released a new album, and it sounds great, but I haven't spent enough time with it.
Yes, yeah, agreed. But we checked the set list. I checked the set list.
I checked the set list earlier,
which I never do, by the way. I never check set lists.
I always check the set list.
But I checked, and it looks like an amazing set. So we'll update you next time we film.
Yeah. Well, not next time, because that'll be later today.
Yeah.
And we're going tomorrow.
I lied.
So Monday next week.
Monday next week we'll update you. Do you remember one of the very first arguments we ever had as a couple was over Paramore?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I was like, how could you not like Paramore?
I don't even mind Paramore. I never minded Paramore. I just never truly listened to them.
We were in the car and you said something and I was immediately so angry. It was one of the first
I think it was in the flat, not in the car.
I don't recall.
When we got together, you lived in a flat.
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I lived with Matthew, who we play with now. Yeah, indeed. So, Balance and Composure. Speaking of music, they released 2 new songs.
I bet you absolutely nobody cares.
Well, no. Yeah, look at us shilling a band that no one cares.
Yeah, we're both big fans of Balance and Composure.
Huge fans of Balance and Composure.
And they just released some new music after at least 6 years of being on a hiatus, broken up, whatever. So that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Music's pretty lit right now.
I have I know I keep mentioning Discord going to be my new moon trade.
Potentially.
I have it so you can see what I'm listening to. And if anyone's been taking a look at what I've been listening to for the past 3 days, it has been those 2 songs and those 2 songs only.
I know.
That's it.
They are really good songs.
They are really good songs. So, hey, you entered a contract with us.
Yeah, which means you have to now like all the music we like.
Exactly. You have to listen to Balancing
Whatever
Composure
you
now.
liked before,
forget it.
It's gone.
Forget it.
Forget it. It's
Forget
gone.
it. You have
Your
to
music
take
taste
on
is
our
now our music taste.
and our personalities only. So if I don't see you all listening to Balancing Composure, you better believe I'm calling the police.
Okay.
You better believe. That's
just
it.
Sat in the rooms crying like, I don't even like this song, but I don't want to get arrested.
Well, exactly. So heed my warning, Squad Blasters. Heed it.
Heed it.
Heed it.
Get it heeded.
So today is the day that we would normally give you a campaign update.
But we don't have one.
We don't have one because
we're recording before we played.
Exactly.
Because we've changed the day.
If you watched last week's episode, last Thursday's, we said we're changing our schedule. Going forward, it's going to be every Monday you'll get a campaign update. Every Thursday you will get a meme showcase.
Yeah.
But
we don't have a campaign update,
so
you're getting more memes.
So you get more memes.
And you better fucking like it.
So just get down with it, all right?
And if you don't, it's going to be too late. And I'm not going to know that you don't like it or not.
And then...
And I've already recorded the next 2 episodes.
And we're all going to have a really bad time together.
Just going to have to skip or suck it up.
Yeah. When did we get so mean?
I don't know.
It started in last episode when we were like, we're calling the police on you.
Yeah. I think it's been before that.
But no, seriously, if you don't enjoy these sections, we have chapters down below.
That's why the timestamps are down below, baby. You can skip to wherever you want.
Indeed. So
skip our bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish I could do that in real life, literally with us.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
The fuck do you mean?
You know what I mean?
I don't have any bullshit.
No.
I am bullshitless.
Right. I think I missed the memo.
Did you? The sass is unheard of. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Go on. Show me how shocked you are.
Okay.
Proceeds to not have any emotion on your face at all. Oh my god! It's like we're doing
that level of shock.
It's like we're doing a thumbnail.
Like a. Or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we just get into the memes?
Let's do some memes.
Let's do a couple
of memes.
We pull these memes from our specific Podblast meme channel in
our Discord.
In our Discord.
Links down below.
And I will credit everyone who made them.
I think the first one is a bit of a... I feel like it's a classic now.
I completely agree.
I feel like the Attack the Unaware...
Yeah. It's just a staple now.
It's a bit of a staple of the channel now.
To be honest.
It's a bit of a staple of the channel now.
If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm so sorry. But it's basically that scene in Kingsman where it's surprise, no, ambush, no, sneak attack, and then attack the unaware as the sniper up in the door.
It trumps sneak attack.
It does. It trumps sneak attack.
Again, like I said before, I think that attack the unaware is an auto crit. When you get attack the unaware.
Attack the unaware.
And it hits multiple targets.
And, we could go one step further.
I think it's actually a one-shot, no matter who it is.
No, totally. Vecna, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Without a doubt. And I think we could go one step further and have another sniper on this sniper saying attack the vulnerable.
Attack the vulnerable.
And then...
Just a gun right at the back of his head.
You're never going to lose, are you? So that is a nice staple. The next one is
me.
The next one is all of us collectively together.
The next one is me.
So how do you do, fellow squad blasters?
That's how I feel every day.
Every single time.
Every day. I wake up in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror and I say,
yeah. You turn your hat
how
backwards.
How do you do?
Like Ash Ketchum.
Fucking look at me. This is me. This is literally me. Oh. I'm that old, and that's how I talk. How do you do, fellow squad blasters? That's me trying to sound cool and hip.
If that doesn't sum up our energy, 100%, I don't know what does. And then this one, I'm pretty sure last episode we had to get you to do the intro.
This has happened twice now.
This has happened twice now.
Because Margaret can't fucking keep a shit locked down at the beginning of the podcast.
The squad blasters after Jack had to do the intro because Margaret was losing it. This is fine. Everyone, absolutely. absolutely floating away into the stratosphere.
I did say it. I said people are going to lose their minds that I've done the intro.
And it's happened again. There's been another circumstance since this was posted.
You need to get your shit together.
I simply can't. I can't.
For them.
Listen, I can't.
Not for me.
I'm
not
allowing you to call the police on me.
It's for them.
Because I simply can't.
I simply can't do it.
I can't keep my shit together at any given point.
I do like that one. That's a classic.
That's a good classic. I feel like this one is also.
See, the thing is, right? I don't quite understand this one.
Wait, what do
I don't really.
What do you mean?
So to me, right, it would be playing a human, playing an elf, playing a variant human, playing a halfling.
Right.
That's how it should go.
Oh, okay. So
because they're like the levels of awesomeness that they go in.
Right.
Because halflings get lucky.
Right.
And variant humans get a feat.
Okay.
Playing a human's quite standard.
But you understand the format of the meme, which is what
I understand the format of the meme.
I thought you were saying you didn't understand the format of the meme.
I understand the format of the meme.
But it's,
Yeah, I get everyone wants to be a fucking sexy elf.
So playing...
Look, I'm in the Discord too. I understand how much everyone just wants to be a sexy elf. Apart from me, apparently.
Playing a halfling, playing a human, playing a variant human, playing an elf. Oh! If that isn't ultimate nirvana, then I don't know what is, to be honest with you. This next one.
This is just gold. This is pure gold.
Cannot remember what episode it was, but I tried to stay.
Oh my! You tried to stay.
No.
You tried to stay spontaneity. Spontaneity.
I tried to say I'm gonna do it again. I was trying to say spontaneous.
Yes. Spontaneous. Yeah. Spontaneity.
Did I even try to say that?
So we started with spontaneous, but then you were like, "What's the like the variation of spontaneity?" I was like, "Spontaneity," but then you couldn't say spontaneous. So this is spontaneous. Spontaneity. What does that one say?
Spontaneity.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneity.
Fucking spontaneity.
Oh man, if that did not tickle my pickle, I don't know what
goodness,
did.
That was so funny.
Oh my god, I have tears in my eyes.
Oh my god.
Like
spontaneity.
Me sat there like.
But it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like where you say a word.
Oh my goodness.
And you say it. And you're like, that doesn't sound right for some reason, even though you said it perfectly fine. And then the word just begins to like,
it just becomes
in your mind, the word just begins to like disintegrate.
The world begins.
The world around you just begins to fall apart. That's what it feels like, though. You're like, what is reality?
I agree. Like reading that spontaneous. I still struggle to say it. Spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous. Sounds right. But spontaneity sounds like
it's like the spontaneity.
An alien
of
word to me.
Spontaneity. And then spontaneous. Spontaneity.
Oh my god.
Spontaneityness. So fucking funny.
Oh, that was an absolute amazing one. And then the next one. These are my absolute favorites. So in last episode, I mentioned Cammy.
Not last episode?
Yeah, last episode. I mentioned
about this.
I mentioned that Cammy drew me as a high priestess of their deity, Honora. And I can't remember what episode it was. I gave an update on my weird sleeping, and I thought that there was a ghost
just like
trying to get into bed,
walking around the bed to get into bed with me.
And I was like, I can't. I cannot censor how many times I say this word. So I was like, F off, F off, F off, F off. And Cammy
do this.
This ghost.
I just love the way the ghost looks.
The ghost like. And me just screaming at it.
And then, it gets taken to meme level next.
Oh my god. And then Jack, who we hang out with in real life, did this one.
Oh my
just
god.
F off.
Rocking up as the busters.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They are just absolute comedy gold. Watch no one find these funny.
They're doing that meme thing again.
They're doing,
Fucking,
God. Honestly, the memes.
So, my last shill of the Discord is if you found any of these funny, come to the Discord because this is what it's full of.
Oh, please do.
There is a meme channel.
Absolutely amazing. And I promise.
There are many meme channels.
We're gonna start doing this on Thursdays only.
Yes.
We just had to fill the space with this one.
People are like, you don't have to do that, you know. You
I
can
know.
just, you
I
can
know.
just
People are,
start
you can just actually do the
people
podcast.
who just skip to the
I know, yeah.
nobody asks.
No one asks you.
No
to
one
talk
asks
like
you to do this. Yeah. No one asks you to cover these things.
Oh well, I really hope you enjoyed them as much as we did. I am sweating after that, to be honest. Yeah, because I laughed so much. Oh, thank you.
Is that better?
Yes,
okay,
that's
good. Right.
much better.
Can you continue?
I can.
Okay.
That gave me the. Oh, another one.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
Oh, I can smell the hummus on your bread.
I did have hummus.
You did have
jalapeno hummus.
Yummy.
I think it's called Ramona's.
Oh,
if you haven't had it, check out Ramona's jalapeno hummus.
Not sponsored. It's getting sponsored by
Bring it on, baby.
Oh.
It's legit though. It comes in a massive tub. Oh,
it does.
So good.
It does.
A little bit of pita bread.
Sorry, I'm wearing lip gloss for the first time in my life today.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Thank you. I don't know if you can see it.
Now it's all over the straw.
Now it is all over the straw.
Very shiny.
I was worried that was going to be the situation, but and it is. So anywho.
I mean, I don't think people are going to stop watching anything like that.
Well, imagine it being like, actually,
look at that straw.
Vile.
Get me out of
Vile
here.
behavior.
Get me out of here.
Okay, so without
what we're doing today,
any
Margaret.
further ado, we are doing. Go on, give me a intro. Yeah.
Okay, right. Let me just.
Mm-hmm. No, please, not another one. Oh. We're doing horror stories. I'll just get a second copyright strike.
I don't know if that was good enough. I'll be honest.
Oh.
To be honest, I was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was doing, and then I nearly went to.
That's what I thought you were going to do. Okay, stop now. Cut it out. Cut it out. Seriously, cut it out.
I nearly went to Star Wars.
I thought that's what you were doing.
But no, I was doing like the. I don't know what it's called. It's like the. I don't know. It's something to do with space and that.
So somewhere to do with space and time and that.
Space and that.
Well, thank you.
Was it good enough?
It was great. Thank you. I
Horror
can't wait to
Stories.
have all of the monetization go to Disney now,
Yeah.
to be honest. So, yes, we are doing D&D Horror Stories, and these are all submissions.
Every single one?
Every single one. All submissions by our very own Squad Blasters.
Squaddy bees.
However, I do want to say this was like the last from the pool that we could pick from horror stories. So if you're watching,
So you're telling me it's the runt of the litter?
no,
That's what you're telling the Squad Blasters.
Yeah, your story.
These are the fucking ones I left at the end because of rubbish.
these are the most recent ones that have come in that we can read out loud.
Okay.
Basically. So yes, if you have a horror story, and you want it potentially read on the podcast, we have a submission form in the description.
Any am I the
below.
asshole, advice,
Indeed.
unpopular opinions,
Yes.
horror stories, all of them.
Yes.
You can submit them in the form down below.
Indeed.
In the description.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank
to
you.
every single person.
Indeed.
They aren't the runt of the litter. Like
no,
Margaret said.
they
These are
absolutely are not.
literally.
These are just the newest ones.
These are just the newest ones.
Or ones that, because some we simply just can't read out in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
There's so many reasons to why we can't read some out, but
Yeah, you know.
I'd say we can read about 80% of them.
Yeah.
But 20%, again, for whatever reason, we can't read them out.
Yeah.
So I've gone back over some of the ones that I thought maybe skirted the line, and I've put them in, and some of the newer ones. And there's 2 actually that were posted in our Discord server as well.
All right. Okay.
Because this is going to be the new Moon Druid. I just know it. In our Discord server, we have like a horror stories channel.
Yeah.
So if there's something in there that I think would be appropriate to come onto the podcast, I reach out and I message people, and 2 of them are directly from the
I actually
Discord.
I try to stay out of that a little bit.
Yeah.
On the Discord, so when it comes to this,
Yes.
I can give it a take.
Well, one
without
of
having
them-
thought about it too much.
One of them, I reached out to Cassie, who's a member, and they originally posted like quite a short intro about it, I messaged her and said, hey, could I include this in the podcast? And she was like, yeah, would you like some more details? She sent me so many more details.
All the juice.
I haven't read it. I haven't read it all the way through yet, so we can both be shocked. So
I'm already shocked.
Without any further ado, shall we get straight into it?
Numero uno.
Don't, no, can it stop? No, stop it. Stop, all of you. Please. What are you laughing at? What's he laughing at? Please, no.
Numero. Numero.
Stop. Stop it. Spotify listeners, I'm so sorry.
Numero uno. Numero.
Stop.
Numero. Oh my fucking god, you are the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh my god, the other day
Numero.
Jack was like, oh, I'm so glad people in the Discord and in the community can see how funny you are. And I was like, thank you, that's so sweet. How am I funny? He was like, oh, you're funny in like a munchkin type of way. What does that mean?
It's because you like cute and stuff. You just like say things
Munchkin.
funny. Numero.
This is a horror stories video, Jack. We need to serious it up.
Numero. Was it numero one or numero uno? Were you gonna say? Numero one. Okay, numero one.
Stop. Oh, right. This is a serious story. This is a terrible story.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. My top says Druid, by the way.
Just to let you know.
Just to let you know.
It's cool.
Thank you.
That's in our Etsy shop. We'll leave the link down below. Just another thing is chill.
Oh, this was one of the prototypes. So they don't actually really look like this.
No, they don't.
Anyway. All right. Don't.
Number one.
This was posted in the Discord channel, and this was posted by Ellie, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you very much for your submission.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. So the title is, The DM Killed My Character When I Missed a Session, and I Wish I Was Kidding. I'd been playing this campaign for a few months with people I met online. Everything was going well. Sessions were kind of sporadic, but we had fun when we did play, though I never really meshed that well with any of the other players. I had missed a session before, so I thought there'd be no issue when I informed the DM that I couldn't make a session due to family commitments. I told him in a week in advance, and he said it was fine, and he decided to run the session regardless. I can see your face.
I'm just looking at you.
Imagine my surprise when, while out for dinner for my sister's birthday, I got a message from one of the other players telling me that my character was dead. The party was on a ship heading to the next major location for the story. The ship was attacked by a Leviathan, and my character, a moon druid, Eladrin,
yeah,
was killed. Not only was she present for the battle, despite me not being there to control her, the DM also completely skipped her turns, so she just happened to be right in front of the Leviathan.
So she was there.
She was there, but not doing anything.
But not doing anything.
Not doing anything. So she stood there motionless for several rounds of combat until the Leviathan swallowed her, and she was killed due to taking acid damage in its stomach. The other player even informed me that the DM did a roll to see if she would be spat out. The Leviathan had also swallowed an NPC, so he rolled to see who it would spit out, and he rolled the NPC. I was not happy, to say the least. No shit.
I
Jesus
am not
Christ.
surprised.
I messaged the DM a few days after, once I had calmed down from my initial anger, and suggested several ways this could have been avoided. First of all, Ellie, good on you for
Fucking literally anything.
Yeah, anything. But good on you for like being able to
hold your rage,
because I would
calm down. Because you know how that conversation would have gone.
Oh, 100%. That would have gone.
I hate you.
Yeah, that would have gone so sour
gone,
so quickly. So she could have not been. She didn't say A. She could have not been present. He said that just wasn't how he DM'd, and he would never have PCs not present for a fight just because their player wasn't there. He also said it would be too difficult to reintegrate her back into the group if she was missing for a session. Too difficult to reintegrate her for one session, which probably in game time probably spans like a couple of days at a very, very, very maximum, right? Realistically, a couple of hours. Right?
Just
yeah,
I need because this is
I know.
This is
a
fucking catastrophe.
Yeah, I know. She could have auto-succeeded her saving throw to avoid being swallowed. Again, he said that just wasn't how he DM'd, and he wasn't ever going to have someone auto-succeed regardless of what the situation was. And finally, the Leviathan could have automatically spat her out. If it was a choice between killing an NPC and killing a PC whose player isn't even there to see what's happening, surely you kill the NPC. And he just didn't like that suggestion either. He then tried to tell me I should have told him what I would have done at battle. At no point ahead of time did he warn me that there would be a fight, and he never messaged me asking for input. And he tried to say that he just played the characters how he thought they'd instinctively act.
Oh, by standing there and doing nothing.
Yeah, because standing still and doing nothing for several rounds of combat.
What was the name of the person who...
Ellie.
Have you ever, in combat before, Ellie, that was the dog shaking down there. Have you ever, before in combat, Ellie, stood still and not taken any actions?
Well, let me answer you directly from Ellie. Yeah, because standing there doing nothing for several rounds of combat is definitely my moon druid acting on her instincts.
That's what your character would do.
Definitely, totally.
That's your strategy, that's your game plan.
Yeah. Stand there and do nothing.
You stand there and do nothing.
As the moon druid, potentially the tank.
Ellie, would you like to take your go? No, I don't think so.
No,
I think I'm good. I think
I'm gonna stare.
Can I walk up to the Leviathan
and just stand? Is
that okay? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to take any actions or bonus actions. No.
Don't be silly.
I don't do that.
I'm acting on my instincts.
Yeah, just right there. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Am I good? I'm about to get swallowed.
That's fine.
Right,
yeah.
That's fine,
That's how I do it.
Swallow me, baby. Yeah. Sorry. He ended his response by essentially telling me that if I wasn't having fun, it was my fault, and I should spend my time doing something else. So I left the campaign and didn't look back. Good.
Yeah, good.
Good, Ellie. Good. That is just such dumb bullshit. Tell me that you don't want your player to play in your game without telling me you don't want your player to play in your game.
Tell me you haven't figured out what happens when someone misses a game, and tell me that you're really upset that someone missed the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, I don't think that excuse even flies here. Because
no, it doesn't. No excuse flies here.
No, yeah, but any person, especially a DM, applying their common sense. We all know how the game's played. You're the DM. You know how combat goes.
Yeah.
Even if you're a new DM, you know, no one would stand and do nothing. Would your enemies stand and do nothing? No. Of course they wouldn't. So why would your player, who's been playing for a couple of months, by the way, a few months even, who has shown that they don't stand around and do nothing in combat, why would you make that happen?
Why would you have them there in the first place?
Yeah,
I just don't understand. Either pilot them properly as a player, just like you do with all of the other people that you pilot as a DM, the enemies, NPCs, because the NPC will have been doing something.
Well, yeah, of course. And the NPC was swallowed, and the NPC was spat out.
Yeah, exactly. So why didn't you do that same thing for Ellie's character? And why did you have them in the battle in the first place? If you're not going to pilot them, have them below deck on the ship or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Have them anywhere else.
It would be too hard to reintegrate them. They're on a ship.
This is even harder by putting them in the game and having them be swallowed than just having them not there.
Yeah, like surely it was more effort for the DM to go through the idea of doing the roles than making the Eladrin save. Like
the DM was upset that you couldn't make the session.
And then punished you
for it.
Which is fucking lame, by the way, because it's not like Ellie, as they were playing, was like, sorry, I can't come.
Yeah.
A week in advance,
family commitments.
Yeah.
Understandable.
And then for the DM to be like, oh, you should have told me what you wanted to do. It's like, how did Ellie know what was going to happen?
Ellie didn't know there was going to be a Leviathan fight.
Leviathan, by the way. Like, man.
It's just the stupidest fucking thing.
That's so stupid and so lame. And I'm so sorry that as you were out celebrating your sister's birthday, you got a message.
Died.
Yeah, you got a message from a player being like, this just happened. I bet that ruined your entire night.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it.
Would you want to know? I think I probably would. I think I probably would in that moment still want to be told that my character died.
I think I would as well, to be honest. But then again, it would have ruined my whole night.
Yeah, but also it's not that person's fault. It's
No.
still the DM's
Yeah. Like, that would have ruined my night.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Knowing that.
100%.
And
your first character to be taken from you like that.
And for a fact. You know that meme with that guy who's on the phone, like, that would have been me. I would have immediately been on the phone, like,
What?
What the fuck just happened? Yeah. Sorry, Ellie, that's bullshit.
Like, the only reason Ellie's character was in combat there was to punish Ellie
100%,
for not being there.
Yeah,
there's no other reason. It's not because it was too hard. It's not because, like, I don't know how to pilot a character or anything. The only reason Ellie's character got swallowed and eaten and killed was because you were trying to punish him.
And it's not because it wasn't how he DM'd. And it wasn't because it would have been too hard. And it wasn't because he would never let anyone auto-succeed.
You're just an asshole.
Yeah, he just wanted to punish you.
You just wanted to punish you.
I'm so glad you left. I'm so glad you never looked back. I hope you got to live out your best moon druid dream.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Man, that's bullshit.
That is terrible.
That's so stupid and lame.
That's terrible.
Stupid and lame.
Stupid and lame.
Boo! Boo! I'm calling the police. Boo.
On this DM.
Yeah, you suck, dude.
Just you wait. The police are on the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, well, that was a good start.
that was yeah. So,
just if you're a new DM, figure out what you do with player characters.
You don't even have to be a new DM.
If
you have a group, figure out
what you want to do with the character, with the person. Do you want them to just sort of be NPC for the day and just sort of chill out and not really do anything?
Yeah.
Do you want somebody to pilot them? Do you want another player to pilot them?
Yeah.
Do you want them to just vanish for the day magically and come back?
Yeah, because the thing is,
it's a game,
Yeah, exactly.
I understand it's not perfectly cohesive for them to not be there.
We're not playing it for it to be realistic, right? Like, we're playing it to have fun. And yes, okay, having your player just sitting below deck and doing nothing for the day, sure, it might...
It's not particularly realistic, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's better to not have that person's character in danger when they aren't there.
Totally. Please,
and there's nothing they can do about it.
Please find out from your players what you would like to do. And, come to a decision of what you would like to do as a DM
But also, players, you shouldn't have to give people like a rundown of what you should do. One of these things should just be done for you, really.
Yeah, totally.
Where your character isn't in danger.
100%. I completely agree. Okay, so this is another one that was taken from the Discord, and this was submitted by Cassie, and she goes by she, her. So,
awesome. Thank you so much, Cassie, for your submission.
Indeed, and thank you for taking your time out to go ahead and send me a message to give me some clarifying details, which is nice. Brilliant. So, my first actual D&D campaign ended up being a mess. I submitted some of the details in the form before, but there was just so much wrong with the campaign, it can't be contained in one submission.
Uh-oh.
One of the huge turnoffs was my DM was very much into the power fantasy. He loved to have full control over everything, and sadly, this ended up being our player agency at times too. Man, we've been through it in a situation like this as well, and it sucks. Having someone who is so desperate to be in control and desperate to have the power and very DM against player sucks.
Yeah, it was so funny in that one though, in ours, because we're like, it's not DM against player. That's not the vibe.
Yeah.
That's how it was the vibe when we got to the table.
Yeah.
Some people don't mind that style of DM.
No, yeah, some people like to play like that, but we don't.
Not me.
So an example is he had a drunk table that he would have us roll on if our characters ended up getting drunk. It included things that were silly and things that were just super horrible. He also made it incredibly easy to get drunk. Even if we only had one drink, we had to roll a con save. And if we failed, we were blackout drunk.
After one drink?
After one drink.
What were they drinking?
Well, exactly. She says...
Just a fucking normal drink.
Yeah, he intentionally made it incredibly easy to get drunk. To use this table, and some of the example of the things that happened to us from rolling on this table was... My character, who had no romantic experience whatsoever, was forced into having a one-night stand with a random NPC. Of course, there it is.
Of course, yeah.
There it is. There it is. Another player got this same role, so he was forced to cheat on his NPC husband because he was married and ended up getting into a one-night stand option on the table, and he had no say in it whatsoever. Listen, if that was me, if my character had a partner in game and I was forced to cheat on them, I would be beside myself. I would be so upset.
Like, if your character's married Like, that's a commitment that your character's made.
Yeah,
and, you know, it could be
100%.
like a vital part of the backstory, and the DM has just torn all of that down.
And just like, oh, you had
From-
one drink, and now you're sleeping with a random NPC who
because you
you've
failed
never
a
met.
con save that you didn't know you were going to need to make because it's one drink.
Like, why does it always end up going there? Why does it always end up being
guys are
like...
fucking
Yeah,
weird.
guys are the fucking weirdest ever. That is so awful. That's disgusting.
It's like
and I
you
hate
said so many
that.
times before. It's like D&D isn't a place for you to live out your sexual
Weird,
fantasies.
sick fantasies. Yeah,
it's not.
Totally.
It's
No,
not.
it's
That's
not.
not the point of the game.
No, it's not.
And if you're going to make that the point of the game, you should probably tell your players that this is a thing that you're going to do.
Exactly.
So they can.
Exactly.
So they can immediately go, I don't want to play with you. You're weird.
Yeah, exactly. Or for whatever reason they're okay with it, then fine.
Yeah.
But you can't just
Like,
be like
if you sign up for that and you're like,
and you know,
can you tell me all the things that are on the table?
yeah, exactly. And you hear it and you're fine with it, then of course it
Then
doesn't
fine,
matter.
do what you want.
Of course it doesn't. But don't veil it thinly, by the way, under, oh, there's a drunk table and, oh, you can have a one-night stand with someone. How uncomfortable is that?
After one drink.
I would be, if we were sat, even with you as my partner, my life companion, my flame, my muse, my concubine.
My concubine.
Like, if you were like, Rayla gets drunk and she has a one-night stand with someone, I would be viscerally so creeped out and upset. So upset.
Why isn't that the player's decision?
I know.
Like,
Especially
if a player wants to have a one-night stand with someone,
fair enough.
fine, that's fine.
Fair enough.
But it's like, it goes wrong when it's
Forced.
no longer the player's decision to do
Absolutely.
that.
And again, the fact that the other NPC had a husband and was married,
Yeah.
and then ended up cheating on them and had no say in it. There's a little bit more.
Go on,
So,
sorry.
Another player woke up in a stranger's house because they broke in when they were drunk. Then the last one of note I remember is our druid falling into a hunter's trap pitfall in the middle of the night, and the hunters tried to eat her because she was wild-shaped. What the fuck? The drunk table was horrible, and he ended up implementing a similar mechanic in the future when we ended up in the Feywild. We ran out of rations and were forced to look for food to sustain ourselves. Even if we rolled good survival, the only food we found were magic mushrooms that had horrible effects, including my character falling in love with her twin brother,
Okay.
a male PC transforming into a female and also growing deer legs, another PC completely changing race, and a PC being unable to lie. And all of these effects were permanent.
Permanent?
Were permanent.
Fuck.
That campaign was a shit show. We played for a
sounds
few
like it.
months and we only made it to level 4 before quitting. Jesus Christ, Cassie, that is... The fact that it's... Need we say more?
I don't know.
Need we say more?
I just think it's like, if there's going to be a permanent change for any character,
Yeah.
they should at least like have an idea of what it might be. Even if it's a surprise, they should have an idea and they should be
Yeah.
okay with what's going to happen before
and there
they do
should
it.
always be a follow-up afterwards as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
being like, are you okay with this? Is permanent?
this?
Yeah.
Because some things need to be a surprise in D&D.
Oh,
like,
no, totally.
I totally understand
Yeah.
that. But, you know,
Fall in love with your twin brother.
fall in love with your twin brother, someone's just changed gender.
That's-
Like, you know, they're like massive things. And people create their characters in an image. People create their
100%.
characters, you know, sometimes they're based on themselves, sometimes
Yeah.
they're based on what they want to be.
Yes,
and then for you
exactly.
to just be like, nah, I'm going to change that.
No. Oh, you completely changed race, by the
That's
way.
just shit crack.
That is
That's just
absolutely
so bad.
terrible shit crack. And once again,
The drunk table's worse, in my opinion.
yeah, well, don't fucking disguise once again your fucking dumb, shitty, weird fantasies
Yeah.
under stupid shit like this.
That's not why people play D&D.
It's not. It's
It's
absolutely
like people
not.
come. It's like imagine coming to a table to be like, oh, I can't wait to have like loads of fun and adventure with my friends, and then to just like have all of that taken away from you to be like, oh, you sleep with this person against your will. It's like,
And
why?
I
Why?
I can only speak for myself here, right? But you know, before Abby joined, I was the only girl for a long time in any of the D&D campaigns that we played in, right?
Yeah.
If especially if you weren't there, or maybe I didn't know the people very well, or I wasn't comfortable, if I was sat there as the only female and my character was being forced to sleep with people, I can feel now the visceral like turning of my stomach and the knotting in my stomach and how scared and like how threatened I would feel.
Yeah.
Like simply put. And again, I'm only speaking for myself here, but I can imagine that there are other people listening right now who would feel exactly the same.
Like the gentlemen that are watching this, or maybe the men that are watching this, or anything. Like, I've ran a game where I've had Margaret and only Margaret, and we're like fiancés and concubines, muses, and there's two other players. And do you want to know what I didn't do? Should I take a guess? I'll give you a bit of time. I didn't do any of the things that these people are doing. No. It's not hard. It's not hard to not do.
No.
You have to go out of your way to do it.
Definitely.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to make the choice. You have to make like these actions. You have to make that drunk table.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to make it.
You have to. They aren't in the game.
You have to sit there and go, what
this
effects?
is a good idea. This is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, this is going to be so funny.
I'm so funny.
Yeah, this
is so creative.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to find it so funny.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to have a great time. But they don't.
No, they don't.
So don't fucking do it and don't put it in.
They don't.
Like, look. Me and Margaret have played D&D for a very long time. Luckily, this hasn't happened to Margaret.
No, never. Not once.
So,
it hasn't happened once.
Like, it's not hard to not do. So why are you doing it?
Yeah, agreed.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, 100%.
You have to try and do these things.
I know.
So just don't.
Just
stop it.
Simply, and it really is simply, fucking don't.
Yeah.
Simply don't. And Cassie, I'm so sorry. That is... I'm sorry that you ended up being in that for a few months, by the way.
Yeah,
and
too long.
Yeah, I'm glad you've left. I'm glad that you've quit. It sounds like maybe everyone quit.
Hopefully.
It says we played for a few months and we only made it Silver 4 before quitting. So I hope, you know what? I hope everyone left, and I hope that person, unless they really take a good hard look at themselves in the mirror, I hope that they do not DM for anyone again.
It's like, it shouldn't be on you to do this, but
No.
I definitely think if you're ever in this situation, and it is hard, and I know it's hard, and that's coming from me, who's a guy who doesn't really understand these situations because I've never been through it. If you want to quit the game, fucking do it. Power to you. Get out of there. You don't deserve to be in there. But tell these fucking people.
100%.
I know it's hard, and you probably don't want to do it
100%.
because also you shouldn't have to. You owe nobody anything.
Yeah, and
but
only do it as well if you feel safe.
If you feel
enough
safe,
to do so,
and potentially not in person. And like leave and then do it maybe.
Exactly. It could be after the fact. Exactly.
Like leave this, like make the statement of leaving and be like, just so you know, what you did is wrong.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it to anyone else, and that is why I left. Because then potentially, hopefully in the future they go, maybe I won't.
Yeah. So a lot of the times these people have never been told, and you know what?
That's the fucking problem.
That is so much more grace and decorum than me.
Oh yeah,
I probably would have flipped the table.
Yeah,
I probably would have
know,
started a fist fight in the streets.
They don't deserve your explanation.
No way.
You owe them nothing. They owe you a fucking apology for once and to never do it again. But sometimes I think because they've never been told no, they don't fucking get it.
Yeah, totally.
They should get it because
totally.
They have a fucking they have a brain.
We're normal human functioning beings. Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself. No. I'm a robot.
That Mark Zuckerberg clip where he's like, I am human.
I
am human.
Like, you've got a brain.
Yeah.
You've lived a life.
Yeah.
Like, surely you understand that this isn't right.
Yeah.
So what makes them think? This is a fucking great idea. Can't wait to fucking take all of my players' choices away from them.
I don't know. I really, 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 really don't know. And I am so grateful that we have never been in a situation like that. And I'm so grateful that you would not even, that would not cross your mind.
It's just not something I put in the game.
It would not cross your mind, not for a single second.
We played D&D to go on an adventure, tell a story, kill a bunch of fucking monsters, and have a great time together. Where does taking my players' choices away from them and making them do things that they don't want to do part of that?
Totally, I'm with you.
Like, look, Abby's character in our game, worst fucking nightmare was to go back to her hometown and kill her parents. You know, that happened to her. Like, like those things can happen. Those like shocking moments can happen, and like trauma in the game can happen in a flavorful, character-driven way.
Yes, totally.
There isn't this.
Totally.
Like you can tell a story and have sad moments and have like character-defining moments and character breaks.
Yeah.
Where and it doesn't involve this.
Yeah, and it's not traumatic on you as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Abby's not a vampire.
She wishes.
She wishes she was.
She wishes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Abby's not going to eat her parents.
No, yeah.
In real life.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she put that in, and she told me very well.
Cut to Abby, showing down.
Abby told me that was like the main thing.
Yes.
And when it happened, she was like, "I'm living my best fucking life."
Yeah.
And they're the things we can do.
Yeah.
In story to have a good time, not
Totally.
this fucking bullshit.
Not this weird shit.
Not this weird, creepy shit.
Creepy shit. Sorry, Cassie.
Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. Get it gone.
Get it gone.
Call
We
the
don't want
police.
it. Nobody wants it.
Call
and
them.
if you're watching this and you're thinking this is something like this is a good idea,
It's not.
It's fucking not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. Oh, okay. Shake it out. Oh, the next. By the way, the next one. I do want to give a trigger warning for the next one because this does include SA, and this is something that is a very serious situation.
Okay.
That I feel like I've been through this. I am sure a lot of people listening have been through this.
Yeah.
You may have been through this. I don't know. So this was submitted by Anonymous, and he goes by he, him.
Thank you very much.
And hi, I go by he, him, and no name will be given here, sadly. Love your Discord, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't ever apologize for not giving us a name.
Never.
You don't need to apologize for
No,
that.
never.
It's okay.
So, another player sent me nudes to me unsolicited, and I'm at a loss at what to do. For context, I've been in a campaign for almost a year now with 4 other players. My DM will be referred to as DM. The star of the story will be referred to as Dave. I haven't known Dave for more than 2 years compared to everyone else. We aren't the best of friends, but we manage by just like everyone else. Now, for the sake of context, I'm the only gay man in the group, and Dave is bisexual. It's mainly relevant because out of nowhere, about a month ago, Dave sent me a nude photo talking about himself. It was really triggering for me, but I thought he was just drunk, so I replied with bruh and left it at that. And that was my mistake. That was not your mistake.
That's not your mistake, but...
That's not your mistake. So not 3 days later, I received another photo, and this time I responded with how he made me feel uncomfortable, and it was appropriate. Good on you. We never had any kind of conversation that even hinted that this was something that was allowed. I got a gotcha to my response, but after that, I felt very unsafe. In Discord calls, he became very aggressive towards me and made backhanded comments that were just insults rather than playful banter. I talked to my DM, who asked what I wanted him to do, but I just said, I'll handle it, which I thought I did with that paragraph I sent. But now it's clear that I got retaliation for setting boundaries. I hate pushing. I came to some of the players when they asked what was bothering me, and I told them, and one of them said, I wanted to stay ignorant, I hate drama, and just talk it out with him. I don't feel supported, except for my DM, and I feel like I'm going to end up breaking the group up. I'm truly at a loss here. First of all, OP, I am so sorry that this person thinks it's okay to completely unsolicited with absolutely nothing, regardless, even if you had been flirting, even if there was something, anyone doing this to you and sending you something unsolicited like this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Regardless, because fucking no means no.
Yeah.
In any scenario.
Like, not everybody, just because it's like, I'm not a gay man, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But, just because someone's gay doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Just because you're a man doesn't mean they find you attractive.
And it doesn't mean that they're suddenly your plaything or your experiment that they can just...
Like, I can only even imagine how fucking uncomfortable that must make you to find... For nobody else to know, for you to receive nude photos of that person, and then to have to go and meet up with them in whatever capacity, that puts you in a compromised position.
100%. And then for them to be aggressive to you about it as well.
Fucking hell! Like how unfair is that?
And again, like Jack said, I am not a gay man. I identify as a cis, straight woman.
Same, but a man.
Like, I cannot relate to what you're saying. However, I do have gay friends.
Yeah.
We have gay friends.
We have gay friends.
And we hear it and we see it all the time with gay people constantly being, like, tokenized and constantly being like, oh, the dirty little secret. Oh, the fantasy. Oh, well, they're gay. And, oh, I kind of want to experiment a bit. And I guess I'll use this person, right?
That person is a person,
like,
and they aren't. Yeah, like you said, they aren't your plaything.
No,
they aren't
no.
like the token gay person of the group. Just because, like,
who fucking cares?
What gives you the right to be like, I want to experiment? Like, why the fuck do you think just because they're gay they're interested in you? Because you're a guy and you think that that's your right?
Fucking spoiler, they're not.
They're not.
Once again, this plays all the way back into the whole men. A lot of them think that women, gay men, anything like this, they think anything or anyone they have a right to.
It's fair game for
It's
them.
fair game. It's
like,
fair game.
Yeah, like we said it before, just because you're a guy doesn't mean people find you attractive. Like,
no,
they don't.
Absolutely not.
Just because you're a male person doesn't mean that people want to know you or want to be with you or want your attention.
Why the fuck do you think you deserve that?
But to get onto a little bit more,
also I want to say one more thing.
Go on.
That person that
Pop
you
off,
approached,
bitch, go.
that person who was supposed to be your friend, who you approached and you told this, and they said, "I want to stay ignorant and I hate drama." Fuck you.
That is not fucking helpful. That is the fucking worst thing you could have said.
Straight to jail. You are a terrible friend.
Be fucking supportive of your friends.
Yeah.
Like, be there for your friends when you need them.
Yeah.
What, you've never been through a hard time and needed somebody?
And needed to... Who, by the way...
I hope when you have a fucking problem, you come to this person and like, don't really care. Because that's the way you fucking treat them.
And to once again minimize it to, I hate drama. This isn't drama. This isn't drama. This is SA. This isn't drama.
Dave needs kicking out the fucking group.
Yeah,
that's what needs to happen.
Dave needs to get a therapist and needs to get kicked out of the fucking group.
Like, flat, nothing else. As soon as that happens, and like, it's even the DM. DM should have just gone, Dave, I'm sorry.
I agree. Like,
gone.
I agree.
There's no space for that.
Yeah,
Gone. Get out.
Totally. And you know what? Especially because you have told them, you say how uncomfortable it made you, and then they were like, understood, and then they get aggressive with you,
and then they just get aggressive,
and then they make insults towards you. There's a correlation there, isn't there? There's a correlation there.
Yeah, of course there is.
Like, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and
this is so. It's like you asked for none of this, yet you're the one who's sort of like in the worst position here.
Yeah, well,
you're
exactly.
the one who's suffering here for Dave taking your choice away.
Yeah,
and then for your group to not stand up for you. Like, they should have gone, you're right. Like, is there anything we can do?
Yeah.
It should have been Dave's out of the group, but we'll all talk to Dave.
100%. It should.
Dave should be out. Dave should be gone.
Totally.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
There shouldn't really be any conversation.
Yeah.
Dave's made his bed.
Yeah.
And now he needs to sleep in it.
I completely
and he needs to get
agree.
fucking kicked out of the group.
This is all on Dave, and this is just how it goes. The people who are the victims of these things, they're the ones who obviously get the most victimized, and it's pathetic, and I hate it.
And just to reiterate, just because someone's gay doesn't mean they want to see you naked.
No
if
way.
You're a man.
No way. No. Just, you know what?
Just so you know.
A real safe rule to go by in general is no one fucking wants to see you naked.
Yeah.
Unless they ask.
All
right? That's
if you want to send news to somebody, wait for them to ask.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly.
So fucking bullshit.
OP, I am so sorry. The best advice I can give you here is
I think you can be, if you want, show this to your DM.
Yeah.
Show this clip to your DM.
Yes.
DM, kick Dave out the group.
Please, kick Dave out the group.
This is such bullshit. You need to stand up for your friends, and this person has now been their feelings have been compromised.
Yeah.
Like, their
safety has been compromised.
Their enjoyment of D&D is now being compromised. Like, kick Dave out the group and let Dave know that this is wrong and you should never do this again. And have a word with the other people in the group and say, if something like this ever happens again, drama or not, we need to sort of stand up for each other.
Yeah, we need to deal with this together because, man, I can't imagine having to go through this by myself, which it sounds like, OP, it sounds like you are, and I'm so sorry. And you mentioned that you're in the Discord. Again, you don't have to make yourself known.
No, you
I
don't.
know
You
you've
absolutely
left
don't.
this anonymous for a reason, but just know you can talk about this to us.
Yeah, 100%. You can message us.
You can message us directly.
Yeah,
we're in the Discord. You can send me or Jack a private message, and we're happy to help you.
100%.
I know for a fact the people in our community will help you, will support you. We'll try find you a new group.
Anybody who's watching this, who's in the Discord, if we can just leave some positive messages.
Yeah, send some positive
messages.
Send some love for OP.
Yeah, just,
no OP is supported.
We saw this happen on the podcast, and we just want to know that we're here for you.
100%.
And it doesn't have to be like anything like tell us who you are.
No, please no.
Yeah, just purely.
We're here for you. We're sorry you're going through this.
We're sorry you're going through this. Just because it's nice to know that there's people there for you.
It is.
If you want that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm sorry you don't feel supported in your group, but you are supported by us. And I know for a fact you're supported by our community as well.
100%. You are supported by the community. You're supported by me and Margaret personally.
Oh, I'm so sorry, OP. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
But and all of the feelings you're feeling
are valid. 100%.
Because I feel like you haven't had that from the people around you.
Nope.
It sounds like your DM did want to help a bit.
Yeah, didn't really know how to do it, maybe.
And I understand also that.
Yeah, no, I do.
Because, some people have never been in this situation.
Totally. But that player that said, I wish I didn't know that. I hate bullshit. Drama. Fuck you.
That's just so unhelpful. Yeah. And, that can make somebody feel even more isolated. To go to your friends and to seek advice. Yeah. And to get, I don't like drama, just leave me out of it.
Fuck you.
That's so unfucking helpful. Yeah. Just take a moment to help your friend.
You're the worst.
Well, no. Dave's the worst.
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, Dave's
the worst.
You suck. Okay, all right. Shake it out. Oh, my God. Oh, you know what? These are bad ones. These are real bad ones. Last episode, I was like, these are the worst we've read. These are the worst.
These are some of the worst. Yeah. Well, there's none of them are usually great.
You know what? Quite a lot of you have said, love the horror stories, but could we have the counterpart to this? Could we have like some heartwarming stories?
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. This is the official PSA. I will put a community post. I will put a Discord announcement. We will open the form up to be taking in heartwarming stories. To be honest, they can be whatever stories you want.
It's like a Brandon.
Yes,
that was a horror story. That was a horror story that sort of turned into a heartwarmer.
Totally, yeah,
because of how amazing Brandon handled it.
Brandon.
Why aren't you in the Discord?
Please. Yes.
Everyone's waiting for you, Brandon.
Everyone's waiting for you.
No pressure. That might be quite scary.
All waiting.
That might be quite scary. But just so you know, you are like revered in our community now.
Like it's a sacrifice. Yeah. We will be opening the form up to be taking nice stories that we can read out. They can be ones that will make us cry, ones that make us happy, ones that make us cheer. Just for the counterpart of this. We'll see how it goes.
100%. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Maybe we could do like a horror happy story, something like that. Where we read a horror story, then we read a happy story. And then we do like a...
There is, at the end of this episode, the last story is fucking hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I do like to try and end this on funny ones. The last one is so fucking funny.
Okay.
But, I don't even know what number we're on, and we're about an hour in, so...
This is number 5.
Number 5. Thank you.
Number 5!
So, that was loud. I could feel the table vibrating from how loud
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry if that was too loud for you.
Can't wait for me not to
edit
I'm sorry
that. Not.
I'm not going to edit that in post, so sorry everyone. Sorry.
I need to express myself.
Yes.
And that's the way I do, by singing. Margaret will
I can attest to that. You do like a little sing song.
I love to just walk around and sing.
You do. I do like the sing songs. I love hearing the little... You're just whimsical, aren't you?
No.
You little freak. Anyway. So, this was submitted by Anonymous, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you very much for your submission.
Thank you. So, a few years ago, I got to play in an in-person campaign with one of my friends. I did not know the DM, he, him, or the other players. Right off the bat, the DM gave me a hard time refusing to let me play a male character since I am female. With my protest falling on deaf ears, I decided to make my character a charlatan, as I did not know changeling was an option back then. So my character, Charlie, just simply dressed and acted as a man. I did not tell the DM ahead of time. First of all, red flag.
First of all, fucking weird.
First of all, what?
First of all, it's a fantasy game.
Yeah. First of all,
do you know when you go into like World of Warcraft, and you put all your names in, you've got like a male sounding name. You don't go into the character creation and click on the female, and it's like, sorry, actually, you've got a male sounding name, so you can't be female, and you've got a female sounding name, so you can't be male.
That is very weird, Shrift.
It's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Why? What's the point in taking that away from someone?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Well, I think we know why. So, we have our first session, and as it was my turn to introduce my character with a description, I described him as a half-elf man with ginger hair. The DM looked visibly upset and continued to say she, her when referring to my character.
What a pathetic human being.
Our characters got sent on a quest into the woods to search for an enchanted sword hidden in a lake protected by the Fae. I and another player failed a perception check and had walked into a spiderweb-looking object that caused us to fall asleep. He then said that a shimmering coat covered my body, melting away my disguise and revealing my true form. The other player, who had also touched the web, did not experience that same clothes' melting shimmer. The other players fight off the enemies and wake us up, and the DM made sure to point out to everyone now how everyone knew Charlie was a girl. I called out that this was obviously bullshit. My friend and the other players simply said, since he was the DM, whatever he says goes. If I would have just listened to him when making my character, this wouldn't have even been an issue. Yeah, God, OP, this wouldn't have been an issue if you just listened.
Wow, this is the fucking worst thing I think I've ever heard.
I had my character get back dressed as a man, and then they all referred to Charlie as she, her. By the end of the first session, the DM had killed off my character, as most of the enemies just focused on me. He then handed me a pre-filled character sheet that he had made, just in case, and insisted I play that character instead of making a new one. I left that group, and for years after had a difficult time playing again. Thankfully, I now have a new group of friends to play with, and a DM who isn't on a power trip, even DMing my first ever session. A bonus piece of info that I found funny. 3 months after I left that group, the DM reached out to me on Facebook and tried to ask me out.
Yeah, because you really put in a good fucking first impression.
You can imagine what my answer was.
Yeah.
What? You saying that you didn't...
Go and fuck yourself, you asshole. I hope that's what it was.
You didn't immediately leap into his arms and
What?
walk away into the sunset and
Why
get
not?
married as a woman?
Yeah.
What? Come
There is
on.
so many things wrong with this.
Come
There is
on.
so many things wrong with this.
Like, first of all...
First of all, why do you care
Why do you care?
Why do you care the gender of what a person plays at your table?
Why do you care?
Why do you care?
Why does that matter,
Why?
even in the slightest?
I think it's probably because you had something weird planned
totally.
for the
For a girl.
females
For a
of the
girl.
table.
Yeah, totally.
And you needed somebody to play a girl so
Yep.
you could live out those
Those
nasty
weird,
things that you probably wanted to do.
Totally.
So when that person wanted to play a male character,
Yeah,
you were like,
well,
I can't do those weird things to
a guy,
because, you know...
Because I am... Oh, God, because that's weird,
Because I'm really
right?
straight.
Come
like, I'm
on.
like... And, you know...
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
gotta be straight.
Yeah, because, you know, come on.
That's just speculation.
No, that is speculation.
But I also don't care.
Yeah, and
because fuck this person.
This also goes back to the idea of, like, women just being, like, the eyepiece, right?
Yeah, it's all you are in the group, isn't
like,
it?
Yeah, that's all we're worth.
Yeah, it's all you're worth. You're not worth anything else. You can't think. You can't fight.
No.
You're just sexy.
You have to sit and
You're
look
sexy.
pretty.
You just sit there and be sexy.
Totally.
Nothing else.
Man, OP, this is so lame. And then you know what? The most egregious thing out of all of this is then intentionally being like she, her. Like,
and also, you hit the spider web, fall asleep, and your disguise burns away.
Suddenly, oh my God, there's a shimmering web.
Yeah. They wanted to play a male, so it shouldn't have been a disguise.
No, no.
So,
the fact you even had to go and disguise it.
Yeah. It's so bad.
And you know what?
It's so bad. This is fucking bottom of the pile worst shit.
Yeah. Like, this is just
I'm the DM.
So whatever I say goes. You want to play a man?
Fuck you. You can't do that.
World?
No.
But you woman.
You woman.
You can't be man.
You woman.
You
for
woman.
me.
Come
for
on.
me in my eyes only.
Unga bunga
woman.
Come on, you stupid troglodyte caveman looking ass bitch.
That is exactly what this person is.
I'm so sorry, OP. That's terrible.
To come in the audacity to come in at the end and be like, will you go out with me?
Like, tell me you are so unaware.
Yeah.
That your actions.
God.
Come on. You know what? I would have died to see this. I would have died to see this DM being like, you fancy a date?
Fancy a date? No, after our fucking mint session the other
I'd literally rather chew my fucking appendages off.
Chew my tits off.
Yeah, literally. And then bathe in acid water, then go out with you. I would literally rather do any of those things.
My God.
But
how couldn't you want this person?
Yeah.
How?
Hey, Opie, I think you've missed out.
I think you need to give this person another chance.
I think you should hit them up, actually. And
mistakes can be made, right?
When you go to the date, you should dress up as a dude.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh my
That would be so funny.
Like,
oh God.
Tell me you hate trans people without telling me you hate trans people.
No,
No, you're a woman.
You're a woman.
You're a woman.
No, you can't be a man. You're a woman.
You're a woman. Listen.
There's only two genders.
You were born like this.
You were born, so that's it.
So there's no check.
Because everybody knows there's a box that you need to fit in.
Yes, 100%.
And
and there's
this brain up here, it gets scared when people step out of those things.
Because there's no in between.
There's no in between.
You
can't do that.
Obviously, we are fucking joking. We do not believe in that. That is absolutely pathetic. And I'm sorry, OP. And you know what? I'm sorry to all of our trans friends, all of our non-binary, anyone who does not identify with the typical he, him, she, her, they, them pronouns, right? I'm so sorry for every time you get misgendered, because I know you do, because people are shit.
People are fucking terrible.
Because people are the worst. So I'm sorry.
And they'll always make excuses.
They will. Oh,
they won't.
I'm trying really hard. It's just hard to get used to. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Also, try fucking harder.
Yeah.
Try fucking harder. You're not trying hard enough. That's the problem.
You just don't care about the people around you enough. Anyway, sorry, that's a totally different topic. But
like, you've played it. You've played a male character.
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
There you go. It's done.
Yeah, that's it.
Wasn't
who cares?
hard.
Who fucking cares?
Wasn't hard.
Who cares?
Nobody had to do anything to accommodate Margaret.
Yeah, who cares?
When she was playing a guy.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No one cares.
Why do people care?
I don't know.
Why is it a problem?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
I think we all know what it is.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I fucking don't.
I know.
I do.
Normal
shouldn't.
functioning human beings don't. I know. Sorry, OP.
Like, nothing changed when you played a guy.
Mm-hmm. No, nothing.
Nothing. Nobody had to do anything.
No.
I didn't have to. Who was it that DM'd? Matthew?
Huh?
Was it Matthew that DM'd when you played a guy?
Oh my God, sorry, I thought you were talking about...
No.
Yeah, yes, it was Matthew who DM'd. Yeah. Couldn't give less of a fuck. Didn't even consider it. It wasn't even taken into consideration.
This is the thing. Like, nobody had to do anything.
No
Nobody
one.
had to change the way they were. Nobody had to, like, go out of their way, act differently. Why does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You fucking piss me off. You've pissed me off. I fucking hate you.
Man, cut to everyone watching this video sat there like... People in the watch party sat there like...
It just blows my mind.
I know,
it just blows my mind that people, like...
I know. And you know what? I'm sorry. I try to sprinkle in like some funny ones, and there is a funny one at the end, right? But like, I you know what? If you're watching this and you're feeling like bummed out by it, if you're feeling angry by it, like you should be. You should be feeling like this. And the reason we do these horror stories, especially submissions, is because people need to know that stuff like this is happening, we can try and stop it.
These are the things that, like, you know, when you like. It's gonna be a long.
Oh God!
But you look at somebody and like you don't know what they've been through.
No, never.
And I think it's really good. It's not good, but I think it's really important to like. We're all in this little community together.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for us to all understand what we've all been through.
Yeah, totally.
Because, you know, that brings us closer as a community.
Yeah.
And that also makes us aware of the things that we've gone through together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't the only person who's been through this.
No way.
Sadly.
No way.
And this probably isn't the only person in this community that's been through this.
No way.
Like, if you've ever been through something like this ever in your life, just understand that that shouldn't have happened to you. And there is a group of people where it won't.
It won't happen because
like the D&D community aren't all transphobes.
No,
they aren't all homophobes. They aren't all racists.
Again, these people are in the minority now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're just so fucking stupid that when things like this happen, it's good to be brought up.
Totally.
You should be shamed.
Yeah. No,
and,
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
There's part of me sometimes that I'm like, I wish I knew the name of this person. So other people are aware of them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I understand that that's
doxing.
That's
illegal.
doxing and illegal. But, you know, it's just because it wouldn't have come up in session 0, would it?
No.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, I'm a transphobe.
Yeah, no,
and,
no, of course not.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
And then somebody vulnerably enters that game.
I know. No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's just shit.
This is a heavy one, friends, but please, for the sake of the people who have sent these stories in, stick around and listen. And it goes past just entertainment. Yes, the horror story videos, they perform the best on our channel. It's no secret that they do. But the reason especially we do the submissions is because there's probably someone listening who's been through something similar.
Yeah.
And it might help. We're just two idiots who sit on the internet,
just
right?
Two literal idiots.
Two literal fools.
Who don't really understand what they're doing.
No, but even just hearing from two idiots on the internet and then a whole community as well that you're not alone and feeling like this, it might help.
And also, you know, like, you might be watching this and not be part of the community. It might be the first time you're watching this and you hear this video and somebody in your group is going through this.
Yes.
And you now understand that you probably should stand up for them and do something.
Exactly.
Like, because we need that to happen.
Exactly.
Because we need to show these idiots that that's not okay.
They're in the wrong. Yeah, 100%. I know. Oh, God, I don't even know what the fucking next one is. Good Lord. All right.
It just fucking blows my mind.
I know.
That shit like this happens.
I know. It's sickening. Okay. On to the next one. All right. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone listening, if this is getting too much for you, I hope you take some time. I hope you get refreshed.
Yeah. Have a drink.
Yeah.
Got to keep hydrated.
We'll still be here when you come back if you need to take a break.
Hatred washes away with hydration.
Is that how it works? Right. Okay. Well, in that case,
I got a lot of hate right now.
She is. Okay. So this next one is submitted by Anonymous, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you very much for your submission.
Thank you so much. So this story happened nearly 10 years ago with my first ever D&D game. I, 19 female at the time, had decided I wanted to try tabletop roleplay games because I had a friend who was a DM and always encouraged me to try. The first ever character I built was a tiefling warlock with a Pact of the Chain specifically and had a pseudo-dragon familiar.
Pact of the Chain is always a good shout.
Hell yeah.
By familiar is very powerful.
Hell yeah. Part of my character's backstory was that she was mute. Since warlocks can use their senses through their familiars like sight and hearing, we decided it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that she could speak through her familiar as long as it worked like a megaphone.
I love that. That's so cool.
Basically, the pseudo-dragon opened its mouth, but the warlock's voice would come out of it. This is where it immediately became a horrific experience. At the time, I was the only girl in the party, Sorry. Ooh.
That came out of nowhere.
That did come out of absolutely nowhere. Listeners, I'm so sorry you didn't get any warning there. To be honest, viewers, you didn't get any either. I was also a newbie who required a bit of time and help, and I joined the campaign late at level 4.
Okay.
There was also an issue of being gay in a group of men where at least 2 of them had crushes on me.
Great.
19-year-old
gay female.
Yep, in a group of men.
Who fancy her.
Yep.
Great.
Once I introduced my character and explained that she was mute, everything went downhill fast. Both myself and my character were often bullied by the other players, since it was too difficult for them to know when I was speaking as a player and then through the dragon as a character. I feel like that is probably not too hard to discern.
I feel like that's not hard.
At all. That's exactly the same as talking above table and in character.
Just talking,
exactly the same.
Above table and then in your character.
Yeah.
Because, they've already clarified that when I speak through the pseudo-dragon. So when I'm speaking,
it's through the fucking dragon.
Pseudo-dragon. There isn't any. It's quite clear, actually.
I feel like that's actually very clear. So we compromised that I would use my hand like a puppet to signify I was talking.
Oh, Grace. Was
great,
that okay?
Having to do this every single that is humiliating. The players would jump on me if I even forgot for a second, and they would claim that my character spoke and refused to let me clarify. In character, they would trip, pinch, hit, bump, and just generally mess around with my character to force her to speak or to make some sort of noise to prove she wasn't actually mute. There was a whole backstory I had come up with, and not a single one of them even tried to attempt and understand why she was mute or to even try to make a connection.
Have any of these, the other players are male, yeah?
Yeah.
Have any of these guys met somebody mute in real life?
We're clearly fucking not.
And done that?
Man.
Imagine. So, why are you doing it now?
I know.
Just going up to somebody who can't speak and pushing them, pinching them, kicking them, and then pushing them over to try and get them to talk.
You know what? This is a perfect example of this. I feel bad. I'm not minimizing it, but this is like an example of metagaming, right? This group of people in real life know that the player is not mute. So they are using that to be in-game, to be like...
hey, she talked!
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, this is fucking...
When she didn't have her pseudo-dragon with her, she would either write things down or use sign language, which meant that I had to literally write things down or attempt to sign things if I wanted them to treat my character with any validity. It honestly made me resent my character because it became a chore to play her. If I got too excited, didn't understand something, or needed help, or just simply forgot to use my hands, my character was no longer mute.
What? Why are you doing this to her? And it's like, you can literally be like, I take out a notepad and write, hello there, my name is... Oh, no, but you said it. Why don't you write it down? You're just being a fucking ass. You're just being difficult. You're doing it for literally no other reason than to be difficult.
Yeah. I never tried to boil it down to sexism, but it honestly felt very intentional and attacky and continued to happen in many campaigns to come over the years. This does have a happy ending, though. Eventually, as D&D got more popular, I began to DM my own games and moved on to a new party with other people. We've been playing together for years now, and when the Opal Warlock character theft debacle happened with a certain popular podcast, I found it funny because I had always described my first Warlock as opalescent. They're referring to...
Yeah, Exandria.
Exandria Unlimited. We decided that it would be fun to run Oops, All Warlock one-shot where I was able to recreate and build my first Warlock again. I introduced my character once again as a mute, and aside from the first few ventriloquist jokes made, everyone was very pleasant and interested in why she was mute.
There you go.
I finally got to tell this character's backstory that I had worked so hard on 10 years ago, and it was extremely cathartic and validating to play her and not feel humiliated.
There you go.
I am...
See, guys, it's not that hard.
No, absolutely not.
It's not hard to just be a fucking normal person.
Oh, no, yeah. To be a normal, functioning human person.
The other group did it. Why can't you?
Why can't you? Because they didn't want to.
Let me do it for you, because I know you don't want to boil it down to sexism. But I feel a part of it is probably sexism.
Totally. Do you think they would have acted the same?
No.
No, they wouldn't have.
If a guy turned up and did that?
No,
they
wouldn't have.
No, they wouldn't. But they just wanted to fucking pick on her and bully her because she was the only girl.
Yeah. And like to like have your characters like pinching and bumping someone and knocking them over to try and get them to talk.
It's like the way children flirt. You got a crush on someone.
That you know what? Yeah. That's exactly what that is.
They pick on them because they don't know how to handle these feelings that they're feeling, so they have to try and get it out by bullying the person.
Yeah, which, by the way, is pathetic.
It's pathetic.
Absolutely pathetic. You do not show someone you like them by being mean to them.
No.
Simply put, I am telling you right now, if you have ever done that to someone, regardless of them being female, male, non-binary, etc., you being mean to them, they don't like that.
No.
That's not endearing.
No, it's not.
You've upset them.
Yeah.
You've upset the person that you're supposed to like because it's pathetic. OP, I'm so sorry.
I'm really glad that you continued to play
God,
D&D,
I am so glad that you continued.
Because I think a lot of people would have just called it quits there.
100%.
And I wouldn't have blamed anyone who did that.
100%.
I would have probably understood wholeheartedly why.
Especially if it continued through multiple campaigns and it continued throughout the years. I can't imagine. Well, you said it best yourself. It was cathartic and validating to play her.
Yeah.
And with a normal group of people.
Look, it's not hard. It's not hard to just not.
It's not hard.
It's not hard to not bully people at the table.
It's not. It's not hard.
You made it difficult for her for no other reason.
You intentionally made it difficult for her.
Probably a few things. She was the only woman.
Yep.
You fancied her.
Yep.
And she's gay.
Yep.
And that sort of took your choice away, which you didn't like.
No,
so you needed to do something about that.
Because women are only there for you.
Yeah, because, women can't be gay. They have to be straight because you're a guy.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
So, it's not hard to not be like this.
No, it's not.
Again, it's very much you have to go out of your way to be like this.
Yeah, you have to be trying really hard to be this much of a dickhead.
You're making the choice to be an arsehole.
Totally.
Because,
100%.
She's very clearly said that, when she talks to this, so she doesn't need to do this.
And then
you're making her do this.
putting stipulations up, being like, oh, well then, you have to do this. And
you didn't put your hand up, so you talked. It's like, no, I didn't.
It feeds into the whole, they're setting you up to fail
because
they want you to fail.
Yeah.
And I don't know, again, all of this is assuming, but like maybe they just found it either annoying or funny. They didn't like the fact she was mute, and they immediately went into this, ha, gotcha moment. Who cares?
The pseudo dragon talked for her.
Dragon talked.
Nothing changed.
She talked.
Her character talked through the dragon.
Like, and you know what? I can understand why you resented that character in the end. I can understand why that made you. Why it felt like a chore.
Such negative feelings towards that character.
And they probably made it feel like it was your fault because you chose to be mute, so it's really difficult.
I think that is a very, very, very extremely cool, flavorful way.
Totally.
To pack to the chain and have your like pseudo dragon talk for you. I think that's so creative and so cool.
I don't think I know what a pseudo dragon is.
Just like a little fae dragon.
Is this like what Good had?
Yeah.
We had a wizard who had like a find familiar dragon. And his name was Good, and he was very sweet. He was a little kobold and he was very cute. Okay, yeah.
Just a little tiny miniature like fae dragon.
Right, okay.
I think.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Like think of what's his name in Mulan?
Mushu.
Mushu, little dragon on the shoulder, yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, little Mushu.
Cool. That's so cool.
That is cool. That is cool. I know for a fact.
I love that.
Someone brought that to our table, we'd be like, that is the coolest fucking shit
That
ever.
is so good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've thought about, there's a reason your character's mute.
You say,
I don't know.
You say there's a backstory.
Do you want to know what?
Of course there is.
Already interested.
Yeah.
Why is your character mute?
Mm-hmm.
Want to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Want to find out why. That's amazing.
Yep.
And then to think of something so creative as to, like, not make it in, you have to write things down, things like that.
To still be able to communicate.
It's so clever.
I know. And, again.
Just have that, like, completely ruined for you straight away.
I'm so sorry that was the first instance you had, because any other people, as you experienced, thought that was really fucking cool.
That's so cool.
Because it is cool.
It's such a great idea. I want to steal it.
Watch just block you and use that.
Kick out of the Discord.
Yeah, OP, I'm sorry, but I'm so very glad that you got to play again. I'm really, really, really glad. And also, Opal ruled. I loved Amy Carrero's Opal. Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are safe here. These things will not happen in this community.
No, and we think your character's cool as fuck.
We think your character's cool.
We're going to steal your character.
And I'm potentially going to steal your character. I think it's just awesome. Like, you have to go out of your way to do these things. Yeah. Just remember that.
Yeah.
You have to go out of your way to be that much of an asshole to somebody.
You do. And it must be exhausting.
Because not being an asshole is actually easier.
It is.
Because you don't have to do anything.
Like, I can't imagine living my life with my fucking heart filled with so much hate all the fucking time. Like, I say that as I literally rag on these people all day, every day.
They deserve ragging on.
I can't imagine just going out my way to be nasty to everyone I encounter. In fact, no, you know what?
That must be fucking exhausting.
I know exactly what that's like, because I was an angsty teenager and I was a dickhead when I was a teenager, and I was miserable because of myself.
Well, fingers crossed, I don't know how old they were, because
19.
She said she was 19. If they were 19, I don't know. Fingers crossed, you grew up and you sorted your act out.
It was 10 years ago.
So you're the same age as me now.
Yeah.
You've got literally no excuse.
People change. People can change.
People can change.
People can do terrible things when they're younger. We are great examples of this.
Yeah.
We have both said and done awful things when we were
younger. When I was a kid, of course I did.
And treat people egregiously. And I fucking repent for that every day of my goddamn life now. And
every time I was an asshole, I said something I shouldn't have. I wake up every day and I'm like,
I know.
Time to try and make the world a better place.
Exactly. And that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this next one, this is a long one. Buckle in.
Okay.
Once again, hydrate, get some snacks, because this is a long one.
Okay.
There's a lot of nuance to this, and it is a fucking wild one.
All right.
So.
I'm ready. I'm strapped in.
Yep.
The squaddy bees are strapped in. Look, that's my belt. I'm pulling it. I'm strapped in.
Thank you. All right, let me take my sliders off and cross my legs.
Okay. We're getting down to business now, baby.
Oh, I wish you could have heard my back then. So, this was submitted by HN, and he goes by he, him, or they, them.
Thank you for your submission, HN.
Thank you very much for your submission. So sorry that this story became so long, but I felt that there was a lot of context needed for this all to make sense.
It's okay.
No, thank you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So I am the forever GM of a wonderful group of 6 players. Our group plays 5e homebrew campaign. I've already messed up.
Okay. Settle yourself.
A 5e homebrew world campaign.
Perfect.
Which we all play around twice a month. We met on LFG back at the start of the lockdown, meaning that we're coming up to our 3-year anniversary and we're planning on having our first in-person meetup in a few months.
That is very, very exciting.
Congratulations.
That must be so exciting.
Completely. While our party is absolutely amazing now, that wasn't always the case. We had our fair share of growing pains, drama, and misunderstandings, but this isn't one of those stories. This is the story of our that girl bard and my failure to stop a poor problem before it was too late. Here we go. When our first campaign started, I was a newish DM. I had run a few sessions for friends, but never a long-term campaign. I had heard so many horror stories about LFG groups being homophobic or sexist, so I was hesitant to get my D&D fix online, but I found a post that aligned with my interests, a somewhat serious, roleplay-based, queer-friendly game, and we hit it off from there.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Our party at the start of the campaign was a sorcerer, a wizard, a monk, a rogue, a ranger, and the bard. A majority of the group knew each other beforehand, having played in a few failed campaigns together, and the ranger was a friend of mine, so I had asked to join the campaign. We had a short session 0 where I briefly described the house rules, no-go topics, and homebrew I had planned for the campaign. We changed some rules around death saves, no PvP, etc., which led into a small, self-contained dungeon crawl where we could see if we liked each other's play styles. That's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
That's a really good idea. Jack, fill the silence while I drink.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Is that better?
Yeah.
Everyone took the piss out of me last time you said fill the silence because I had to think, so I just said the first thing that came to my head. Don't know.
Sorry, it nearly came through my nose. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's some nice ASMR for you.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Problems with the bard, both in and out of game, quickly started to mount after a few sessions, specifically with her being over-sexual, behaving in random harmful ways that hindered the party and breaking the house rules. Everyone seemed to get along at first. Things were all right, if a bit awkward. The party was quite comfortable with each other since they already knew each other, and I often felt like an outsider. While much of the group tried to help me integrate for the first few sessions, I really struggled to keep the party's focus and get sessions rolling, as most party members wanted to chat for at least 30 minutes before starting. The bard was particularly difficult for me to deal with, as she loved to let out random growls, screeches, moans, or other noises while we were doing session recaps, combat, or other serious roleplay. She would often do the throat-clicking thing from the ring while other people were talking, bringing sessions to a screeching halt. At the time, I thought it might have been a tic or an ongoing inside joke, so I chose to ignore it instead of asking her to stop, which I realise now was not the case and a big mistake. In social situations, the bard seemed to enjoy sexualizing NPCs. I pull that face because, sometimes me and Abby, we can be like, oh, are they hot? The party met a necromancer NPC who was a suspect in a murder case that they were trying to solve. The NPC kept an elf-looking flesh golem as an apprentice, which he was slowly brainwashing with his own essence. The party happened upon the golem while it was being brainwashed. It was meant to be a horrific scene, and the party would have to choose between helping the golem and jeopardizing their mission, or ignoring the golem and having an opportunity to look for clues. As the party took in the scene, the bard remarked that the brainwashing device in the golem's mouth reminded her of a ball gag. We all laughed, but then we moved on. But before the party could decide what they wanted to do, the bard decided to remove the brainwashing device and use it on herself, remarking, again, that it was like a ball gag. The party and I both asked her to reconsider and take the scenario seriously, but she was insistent on following through. So the bard took some psychic damage and we tried to move on. From that point on, the bard became obsessed with the flesh golem, repeatedly remarking that it was a kinky golem and that the golem was her boy toy.
Okay.
In combat, she often refused to participate, choosing to spend entire combat encounters casting Blade Ward on herself and hiding, rather than helping the party. In the fight against the group's first big bad, the murderer from the case that they've been trying to solve, the villain presented them with an ultimatum. Join her legion of, oh my god, Grazd? Graz apostrophe ZD? Worshippers or die? Sorry, H.
What does it say? Grazed.
Yes.
Okay.
Since the
just because we run a D&D podcast doesn't mean we know everything about D&D. That might be something that we just don't have a clue on. It doesn't matter.
Since the party members were well aware of the no PvP rule and all the characters were good aligned, we were shocked when the bard decided to join the villain. In a private Discord chat during the game, I asked her if there was a reason why her character would betray the party. She said that her bard was trying to protect herself, and it was all a ploy to trick the enchantress. I took her at her word, but let everyone know if the bard harmed any party members, they would be allowed to fight back. The bard began to attack the party, casting Bane on the rogue before stabbing him, and then cursing the other party members. Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like you're really trying to bring it down from the inside.
Yeah.
Once the other party members fought back, she switched sides again, rejoining the party once the battle against the enchantress had already been won. Despite the betrayal and the villain's defeat, the party failed to stop the ritual that was summoning Grazd, and the demon prince demanded a sacrifice. The sacrifice was designed as an out for the wizard, who wanted to change characters, but the bard insisted that her character should be the one to die to save the party, even though she had just betrayed them and nearly killed the rogue. The wizard and I both shut her down. After the wizard's death, the bard refused to discuss her character's betrayal both in and out of game with anyone. Whenever another character would try to roleplay a confrontation or discussion with her, she would simply say that her character would walk away, or she would use her words of terror feature to have the party leave her alone. She refused to participate in the wizard's funeral rites and began to make sex jokes at his funeral. The wizard player created a second character, Wizard 2, who she immediately began to berate for being a tiefling and another wizard. I messaged her out of game and explained that she was being disrespectful to both me and the group, but I was growing frustrated with both the player and her character. I suggested bringing in a new player, an in-real-life friend of mine who was an experienced role player, in the hopes of shaking up the group dynamic. Things came to a head when the party went to the Feywilds to meet up with a new character, the Ranger. I had hoped that the bard would use her counter-charm ability while the group was travelling, which would have allowed her to have her bard to shine and prove her worth and mettle to the party again after the betrayal. But whenever the party encountered Fey of any kind, whether in RP or combat setting, the bard would abandon the party or walk off the map. See, I don't understand that element of it.
What do you mean?
Like, H said earlier as well, in combat, she would just cast Blade Ward and hide. And now in this, she would just abandon the party and walk away. Is there a reason why a bard would need to do that?
No.
Because I know that there's a trope of wizards doing that, but like
the reason is they're just being difficult.
Okay, right, yes,
They're
okay,
just
yeah,
being difficult.
Fair enough.
Like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That doesn't sound out of character for anything else they've done so far.
Yeah, true.
I think it's there, like giving them, like you're giving them another chance.
I know, you're being like you have a chance now. To...
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, like I know that you shouldn't tell players what to do, but to be like, oh, you're in the Feywild, like being like that counter charm could come in.
Yeah,
like just reminding players.
Heads up, yeah.
Is in my opinion a fantastic idea and like a really great way to do it.
Or just walk off the map, you know?
Yeah.
Or just walk off the map. You see that tile outside of the map?
I'm out.
I'm head out.
I'm head out.
When the party encountered an Arc-phase pet, a malicious dragon corpse that was being puppeted by sentient plants, rather than helping the ranger heal the party or the sorcerer trap the dragon, the bard spent her turns trying to access the dragon's hoard by casting plant growth over the pool of acid where its treasures were hidden. Man, first of all, combat, right? Combat, in my opinion, is tense all the time, no matter what. And we have combats really snappy. We get through our combats quickly. If there was someone fucking around in the middle of combat like this intentionally, I would be so annoyed, like, regardless of anything else.
The thing is as well, I plan combats for all of you to like pull your weight and do the best you can. If one of my 4 players was just like, nah, I'm a peace out, I think it would end up probably being close to a TPK.
Yeah, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
Like everyone needs to be like doing the best they can to like get through it. Yeah, you know, totally. I understand that, you know, people can miss and people can have a hard time and things like that, but you know, like everyone is a HP pool. You know, if there's less people on the battlefield, that's less hit points to get through, and it's just carry on.
Yeah, there's only a little bit left, to be fair.
Know.
By the end of the session, I realised that her behaviour couldn't go on. Nearly all of the players had messaged me with concerns about the bard and her character. She wouldn't heal anyone except for herself, even when she had the spell slots. She refused to roleplay with anyone except for the monk who she had been dating up until the session before. Her strange noises had become more frequent and disruptive, and no amount of asking could get her to stop. I was almost at the point of server muting her just so other people could roleplay without her interruptions. Out of the game, she had started to draw not safe for work art of other people's characters without their consent, often sending her drawings into Discord chats without using the spoiler tags to hide the images or giving any warning beforehand of their not safe for work nature. For months, I had convinced myself that as the DM, I could deal with her, but I hadn't considered how her presence was impacting the party herself. If I had let her bad behavior go too far, I was terrified of confronting her. I had never had such a serious behavioral talk with a player or kicked a player before. I messaged her in our own private Discord and told her about the concerns of the players and my own concerns. She berated me in our group before going into our D&D Discord chat just to insult me and some of the players, and I kicked her from the server right after. Now that I have much more experience under my belt and have dealt with the bard's behavior, I'm glad that our group made it through the fray. And that, after all these years, we're still going strong.
Yeah.
We look back on some of the bard's antics now and have a laugh about what happened, but I wish that I had acted sooner, since dealing with the bard's behaviour and presence really put a strain on the entire group.
You can only do so much.
Yeah.
You can only, I understand, you're the DM, and part of the responsibility of, what happens does lie on you. But at the same time, people shouldn't act like this.
People shouldn't have to push it to this point.
Yeah, people shouldn't act like this.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to deal with things like this.
People shouldn't be pushing it like this.
And it's scary.
It is scary.
To have those talks.
Scary.
It doesn't matter if it's a friend. It doesn't matter if it's somebody you don't know. Having a confrontational talk about how you want somebody to stop their behavior is scary.
Especially H, in your situation where they were all friends, you were the new person, you were a new DM. I completely understand. Again, we say this all the time. I think you're being a bit harsh on yourself.
You're being very harsh on yourself.
I understand. I understand why you would look back on that and be like, Jesus, why did I let it get like that? Especially now you have more experience. Yes, of course, you could have always said something earlier, but that's not your fault. That's not your fault.
It's not. The bad was a she. Right?
Yes, yeah. She shouldn't have been pushing it like that.
Her behaviour sounds fucking exhausting.
Exhausting to deal with.
Exhausting. Only role playing with one person, fucking the party over. Yeah. In that moment where she joined the bad guy and then
suddenly was like, oh no, I'm back on the team.
If that happens, you're gonna have to explain yourself.
There's gonna have to be consequences.
There's consequences
to that, 100%.
To you doing that.
I think in any normal game, right, if a player, I could only speak for our table. If that happened at our table, that you fucking better believe there would be conversations had afterwards.
You better believe it.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And the fact that she just refused to talk about it.
Do you remember when, in our first campaign, I was a warlock and my patron was Orcus, and I had something that didn't allow him to control me, and that shattered.
Yeah.
And
you did something terrible.
I did something. My character did something terrible, and me as a player made that choice to do I killed an NPC.
Yeah.
I killed an NPC that was traveling with us.
Yeah.
Because Orcus took over.
Yeah.
And to me, I wanted it to be I wanted Orcus to be this big scary guy.
Yeah.
So Matthew very much left it in my court. He was Orcus wants you to kill him, but I'll let you do it how you want.
Of course. Yeah.
And it was very I just went straight for it.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And after that, I had to deal with
the repercussions
of that.
The NPC was someone from your past as well.
It was a friend of mine from my past.
Yeah, and me and Good the wizard, we had a conversation with you about it.
Yeah, of course you
did,
and I understood.
Yeah, we were scared of you.
Yeah,
naturally.
I was scared of me because I didn't know if it would happen again.
Yeah, and again that even bleeds into this campaign, the fact that Rayla turned on her friend's priestess, turned on her family.
Yeah,
when things like that happen, your characters are going to talk about it. It's me right now, just giving you a little stabby stab.
And me being sorry.
Yeah, and me walking off the map.
Yeah, Or me being coming and being like, what was that for? And you've been like,
yeah,
I'm
like,
out.
come on. And again, I know we say we don't play this to be realistic, because we don't.
No,
but
but you know, like, we role play.
There's going to be a conversation.
You know, if your character does something naughty, people are probably going to be like,
Naughty.
Why'd you do that naughty thing?
Yeah, no, agreed.
I don't think that's a particularly horrible thing to ask.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then being like, I want to be the one who dies. I want to sacrifice myself. Tell me you want to be the main character without telling me you want to be the main character.
And like, not healing your friends is, and like just casting Blade Ward on yourself and hiding.
On.
Like, that's so frustrating.
That
not only for you as a DM, for all of your friends.
Everyone.
Imagine if you were down and it comes to the bad's go and the bad's like, oh, so I continue to hide and I cast Blade Ward.
Knowing full well they had healing capabilities, you would be so pissed off.
That would fucking drive me up the wall.
So much. And you know what? Like, all the stupid noises as well. Like, to be fair, H did clarify saying it wasn't a tick.
Yeah.
Obviously, completely
I don't know if that's the case.
Different situation entirely if it was a tick. I understand.
Yeah, and if that's the case, fair enough.
But H says it wasn't.
Yeah.
And to be like making noises over the group and like over talking, like,
and like even without that, they even said like they talk over the other people when they try to like role play.
Yeah.
Like, it just be respectful. Like, in real life, if someone's talking to someone else, you don't just go over the top with them, do you? Because that's fucking rude. So don't do it with roleplay.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And then, you know what? That's not even getting into the last part of her drawing inappropriate art
like,
of...
There's
a word I can't say here.
Yeah.
But inappropriate art of characters doing things with one another.
And like, when it comes to the whole like sexualizing NPCs and things like that, there is a level that you can be comfortable with, and you know, people should respect that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I put sexy NPCs in my game because Margaret and Abby love that, and I know that, and that's fine, and I'm comfortable with it, and that's, you know, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I know you're comfortable with it. I know everyone at the table's comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Everyone has fun with it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't want that, you need, obviously, like, people need to know that, and then. Like, but the whole thing about just fucking drawing not safe for work stuff and sending it to people.
Come on.
That's not okay.
Like, and you know, yes, I understand that they're characters. I understand that the people aren't real. It's still disgusting. It's still disgusting and weird to do that. Like, that's terrible.
And, like, you know, this sounded like this flesh golem situation was supposed to be like quite a serious plot point.
Yeah, like a horrific
and for someone
thing
to like go up and like take the thing off and like gag themselves with it,
like,
and then be like, oh, he's my type. It's like, there's moments to do those things,
totally,
and there's no moments to not do those things.
And you know
that sounded like a moment to not.
Even making the joke once and everyone laughed.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
It's fine.
Leave it there. Yeah. Like, that's what we do. Me and Abby were always like, oh, are they hot?
Super sexy?
And you know, it would never go past that. It would never go into, oh, well, I go up and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would never, ever.
No, of course not.
Like, there is a line. This person obviously does not know the line. And you know what? They don't even have an excuse because you spoke to them multiple times.
Like, you shouldn't need to do that.
No.
You should need to speak to them once about, you know, if something crops up, oh yeah, we talk about it. Something crops up, we talk about it.
Yeah.
As soon as you talk about it and set those boundaries, that should be it.
Yeah, totally.
It sounds like they just didn't respect anything you said.
No.
At all.
Like, I think... Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
I think.
I don't know what I was going to say there.
It's okay.
Sorry. Oh, no. When you actually had the proper last talk with her and you were like, look, this has to change. And then the first thing she did was go into the public chat and start slagging you off. That says enough, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That says enough about the type of person that this person was. I'm so glad.
I will say it for you. Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Don't come back, please.
Yeah, don't.
Unless you, once again, take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and change.
And apologize for your behaviour.
Yeah, exactly. Because people do change. They can change.
H deserves an apology, and I think the rest of the group deserves an apology.
Totally. That sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah. There's a group for this. If you want to fucking play a game of fuck around.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
Fuck around, yeah, then I bet you there's groups for it, but this wasn't that group, and they told you multiple times, and you just didn't respect anything that anyone said.
Yeah,
and
I
you
know.
sound exhausting.
You sound exhausting. You sound like an exhausting human being.
My 29-year-old
ass. Oh, jeez.
Old man fucking I wouldn't.
No way.
Gone.
Nope.
See you later.
No.
This shit happened in my game.
There is a time and place for everything.
Being kicked out of my group faster than you know.
Yep. Well, sorry, H. Thank you for sharing that story.
But you want to know
with
what,
us.
H? Good on you. You persevered. You through. Your group sounds like they're doing well, and now you're gonna meet up.
Exactly.
Like the magic of
magic of D&D.
Like finding a group and playing online, and then finally being like, should we meet up? Yeah. And then you like meet up and you play a bit of D&D and you just hang out. Life.
Totally.
That's what you live for.
Totally. I'm absolutely with you. I am with you. Okay, so we have 3 more left.
All right, baby.
Once again, wow, take a shot every single time I say this. This is going to be a long one.
That's okay.
This is probably going to be a 2-hour plus one again. Okay. We just came,
skiing.
Yeah, we just
you want one of those ski jumps where they go down and they jump off and they're like.
We just had a toilet break. I clapped us back in. My arms just
extended. I don't know what happened.
Sorry. I hope you've had a toilet break too. I hope you had a food and a drink break. So let's get straight into the next one.
Yeah, friends. Let's go. Let's fire him off.
Let's fire him off. So this has been submitted by Paris, and she goes by she, her, they, them. Thank you, Paris. Paris. Thank you so much. We see you. Thank you. I
always see you in the Discord, Paris.
Yeah. We'll also leave a link to Paris's TikTok as well. So hi, I'm Paris and a huge fan. Love your work. Thank you. We love you too. So this is technically 2 short horror stories covering the same topic, so bear with me. I've been playing D&D on and off for a few years, mostly one-shots, and I have a few horror stories to tell, but I believe that these have impacted me the most. One of my first times playing, I played an Air Genasi bard, and she had a typical tragic story and was a criminal on the run. Hey, don't we all?
Dorian Storms. Is it Air Genasi bard?
The direction the campaign was headed in seemed to be rather centralized around my character. While we only got 2 sessions in before we realized we didn't enjoy the playstyle for a number of reasons, the DM had planned a lot around my character already. Previously, they had asked for my character's bust size. I had thought that this was strange and pestered them about it to no avail. After the campaign was cancelled, they revealed to me that they wanted to have an arc where my character would gain an instrument inhabited by a demon. How would they introduce the demon? By having them essay my character.
Okay.
Well,
that's the way you do it, innit?
That's probably why they asked that question then. The second story involves a campaign I finished a while ago. I had finally decided to make a female character again after the first bad experience, though my character was basically ignored and not one part of her story was touched on. The only thing that got touched was her, despite having explicitly stated that she would have a bad reaction to such things, and being a barbarian, this involved her going into a rage. I also had to change the name of this character due to the constant belittling of her previous name. My character was constantly sexualized by the same NPC we would come across. While the other members had their backstories explained on and highly involved, my characters was only ridiculed and made fun of. Since then, I've only made male characters. I've been invited to a Pathfinder 2e campaign and wanted to maybe make a female, as it's been a while and I have a new party. Should I give it a go, or should I stick with making male characters? Listen, the fact that you even have to think about making a female character or not is terrible.
It's terrible. It's like, I like how you have to turn up. I don't like it. It's fucking the worst. But I like how you have to turn up to a session and be like, just so all you guys know, if you try and essay my character, I will fucking beat the shit out of you in a rage. Like, you shouldn't have to say that.
You shouldn't have to explain that.
Why do you have to turn? Do the guys have to turn up and say that?
Yeah, I know. Do they have to turn up and say it? Like, oh, man. And again, there is such a theme here throughout all of these things. Through every single person, female presenting person with a female presenting character, it's always the same fucking bullshit over and over and over and over and over again. Always. And
like none of the female or female presenting people or female or female presenting characters should feel unsafe.
Never.
So why are you making them feel so unsafe?
I know, and it's like, how would they introduce the demon? By SA.
Why?
Woo!
Why is that the way?
Why?
Demons and devils can be horrible without doing that.
Yeah. Like
that. Why is that the way that you like portray, because it is evil, but we don't need it.
No.
We don't need that.
We don't need that. And again, I ask the question: would a demon be introduced to a male presenting character in the same way?
Of course wouldn't.
Like,
no, they wouldn't. Why would they do that to them?
Why does it always have to go down this path? Fucking why? And
none of you should have to think twice about
never.
making a female presenting character.
No, never.
You should just be able to do it.
Yeah, never.
And not have to worry.
And the second character as well, constantly belittling, never having any of the story expanded on. Why? What's the reason for that?
I don't know.
Why would you not do that? Why would you show that you're such a terrible bad DM by obviously excluding one person? Why would you do that? I don't get it. These people love to call themselves out. They love to show how terrible they are. They also love to call
themselves DMs.
Yeah, which you're not. You're not.
Because a dungeon master takes care of their players,
Mm-hmm.
and a dungeon master
Facilitates
or a game
fun.
master facilitates fun
And a good
what
time.
you're doing is being an asshole,
Mhm.
and what you're doing is make everybody have a bad time. You're an asshole master.
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know if that's
Maybe not.
No,
Maybe not.
You're a bad
master, a naughty master.
Yeah, you're a BM, a bad master.
You're a fucking.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You're
That's
a
what
total
you are.
dickhead. Yeah,
You're not a dungeon master,
Yeah.
and the fact that you call yourself a dungeon master makes me hate you.
Yeah, it's
because
insulting.
as a
Yeah.
dungeon master, I don't do this to my characters
Mhm.
because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't make my female players feel unsafe.
Mhm.
I don't make them feel like they need to do anything.
Other than literally just fucking exist.
Just turn up and have fun and follow my story.
I know.
Like, we're supposed to be going on an adventure. When does that become part of the adventure?
Yeah, I know. And it shouldn't. It should never.
You aren't making anybody have a good time. You
No.
aren't a dungeon master. You aren't a game master. You aren't allowed in this community.
Mhm.
Community.
Sorry.
You aren't allowed in this community.
No.
You're not.
No.
Because I told you you're not allowed.
Yeah.
So get out.
Yeah, and Old Man Jack.
Old Man Jack. I'm the adjudicator.
Yeah, you have the final say. You're the judge, jury, and excuse.
But no, every single person in this community wants you to fuck off.
Yeah, totally.
And get out of the community.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you want to play a sexy, hot female, that's your choice.
Yep.
You're allowed to be sexy and hot and a female.
And not have any of that.
Margaret and Abby's characters in my campaign,
Mm-hmm.
they are both super hot.
Yep.
That's their choice.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
And you're not asking for it.
No.
You don't deserve it.
No,
it's
yeah.
not obviously going to happen to you just because you're outwardly hot.
Oh, well, you made your character hot.
So
I'm allowed to essay you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not the point.
Mhm.
If somebody wants to make their character sexy and hot, let them do it. That's up to them.
Yep.
Not you.
Yep.
Not up to anyone else.
And if you've all agreed that there's going to be like sexy moments and you're all comfortable with that, let the player choose that.
the player does it as and when they want.
Exactly.
And nobody else does it.
Exactly.
Nobody else does it for you. Nobody else forces you into that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You do it when you want to do
Exactly.
it. You're sexy if you want to be sexy.
Yeah, totally.
Not if anybody else thinks that.
Yeah, totally.
You want to make the most hideous looking hag woman.
Yeah.
You
Go
can.
for it. Go for
That's
it.
fine.
That doesn't change anything.
And I bet you turn up at the table and all the guys would be like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
God.
It's pathetic. And Paris, I'm so sorry you have to double think. I'm telling you, you should and can play a female player and people won't treat you like shit. Normal people won't do that to you. I hope that this new Pathfinder group you find, they're normal people.
Yeah.
Like, again, these people are the minority. The chance of these people being fucking weirdos is hopefully very,
Small.
very slim.
Yeah.
So any normal
maybe-
human, take OP's story from before with the pseudo dragon and the mute. That one group ostracized her for that.
Yeah.
But another group were like, that's amazing. That's the norm.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
That's the norm. That's what normal people
Yeah.
can expect from a game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's worth doing. It sucks because you shouldn't have to do this. But unfortunately, you've been made to probably feel like you do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you go to the DM prior and just say, there will be no essay things.
Yeah.
And my
at
character
all.
will not have their choices taken away from them.
Yeah.
And they won't be sexualized at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's up to me. You
Yeah.
can go to the DM and say that. And
Yeah.
if they say, no, that's, Like, that's up to you.
Yeah.
You do what you want. There
Yeah.
will be no SA themes in this. Then, you know, you can comfortably and in, like, a good mindset make a female character.
And if their response is anything other than that, then you have your answer, don't you? You have your answer. You should not play with that group. Full stop. So I'm sorry, Paris.
I'm sorry, Paris.
I am sorry, but hey, again, this is terrible. Add it to the pile. Yeah. Add it to the pile of stories sent in about female presenting people or characters that this has happened to. Just chuck it on, because it's fucking miles high at this point, and it's just another fucking story in the barrel.
It's just ridiculous.
It's terrible, and I'm so sorry. Oh man. I'm all jaunty.
I'm all riled up.
Yeah. Okay, so this was sent in by Anonymous. They left no pronouns, so we will just refer to them as they, them.
Okay.
So
thank you very much for your submission.
Thank you very much. So long story short, I had a friend/player go off on me, so I had to end the game. We started playing together at the beginning of the lockdown because we all knew about D&D and watched various other online D&D/TTRPG channels. We all worked together at one point or another. I became our main GM because no one else wanted to do it, but I was fine with GMing, and honestly, I have loved it. During our third session of our campaign, I had a player, and we'll call her A, go off on another player, B, in roleplay because of a choice that B had made, which made sense due to her character and backstory. And A was full on screaming. I was shocked, and I wrapped the session up. A and B both messaged me. B wasn't too bothered, but agreed that it was over the top and the other players were uncomfortable. A then called me upset because she felt she wasn't allowed to roleplay and didn't want to be part of our hostile environment, but also didn't want to quit because she had invested so much money in dice, books, props, etc. Finally, A and B worked it out on their own. A, from then on, was notorious for using her books to check on enemies, would lie about roles, or would get upset if the party didn't listen to her ideas. Admittedly, it wasn't always bad, and we did have fun times too, and I started to run 2 other campaigns with him, though we sometimes felt like we were all on eggshells. This past year, I quit my job and happened to move to the same city as A. I realized that she was controlling in real life as well, but I shrugged it off as maybe just a personality trait. At a club, we met someone, C, who was interested in joining the game because they were new to the city and country, and the other players were fine with it. Except for A, who accused me of wanting C to join just so I could get together with him, which was not the case. And this ended up being our second huge fight. I finally apologized just so we could play again, and she finally approved for C to join. But A was always so mean to C in game and caused chaos for no reason, and it didn't match their gameplay at all up until this point.
Okay.
A and I worked it out, but then a month later it was my in real life birthday. A and I had talked about what I wanted to do and then made arrangements. In the morning, she ran a dream session for my character in the game she wanted to run. It was an interesting concept, but in this dream session, where I finally got to meet my warlock's patron, she essayed my character, knowing that, timeline-wise, my character had just witnessed her husband be murdered, her son kidnapped, and she was left to die if it wasn't for this patron. So A had just ruined the whole concept for me about this character. The whole night, A just made fun of me and basically called me stupid because of it. The next day, A called me and went off about how selfish and horrible I was because I supposedly didn't even say thank you, which I know I did. A then said they need space from me, which I gladly gave.
Oh, yeah.
I know, I know, yeah.
Get as far away from this person as possible.
Always the person who is being the dickhead who's like, I need space from you. A week later, I got a 10-minute voice memo at 1 a.m. while I was out, which she set to delete after listening, but I recorded it, calling me every name under the sun and how I should basically beg for their forgiveness. I gave it a few hours, and on my walk home, I sent her a message back saying that I was sorry they felt that I had done them wrong, but I felt it was best if we went our separate ways.
I think that is a very amicable way to say
the
right thing, which is exactly what you need to do, is distance yourself
You
from
said
this
it
person.
much better than me, OP.
Yeah.
I messaged all of the party in the campaign that A was in and told them that I had something personal come up and I couldn't continue running the games. Then I blocked her and all of her friends on SNS.
I don't know, be some young whippersnapper
I
kid
know,
thing.
man.
Let's
Shall we get Skype? I blocked
you
them
damn
on,
kids!
I blocked them on
With
Facebook.
your SNS!
I blocked them on Facebook Messenger. I found out that to this day, she still tries to talk bad about me months later. And then sorry that was so long. Don't apologize. That was
Don't
not
apologize.
long.
And do you want to know what? They're obviously just
obviously just a terrible person.
They're obviously just talking about you because you were the bigger person who just fucking walked away. You just did the right thing to do. You distanced yourself.
Yep.
You walked away.
Yep.
And now they're just like pissed off and upset that they don't get to ruin your life anymore. They can't control you anymore.
This sounds like a typical textbook case of a manipulator.
Yeah, manipulator.
Finding you're the first person who
to let them in and
exactly
just withstand their bullshit a bit.
So when you do that, they cling on more and more and more.
Oh yeah, as soon as you give them that little gap, they just
get the hooks.
They drive their way in. Yeah,
and it sounds like you're right, especially because you moved to the same town as them.
Yeah,
and you were friends in real life. Like this is just textbook manipulation.
Yeah.
This is absolute.
This person is just a toxic friend.
What? Not a friend. A toxic person.
Toxic person.
Like. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. We've all been there.
Yeah,
we have all
had
had someone in our life like this.
And the right thing to do, you'll probably be weighing it up in your head, like, I don't want to be friends with them, but they need me, and they sort of have that codependency on you.
And we play D&D with each other.
And they make it your fault, and all of these things. You need to do the thing for yourself.
Totally.
And just distance it.
And it's hard. It's so hard.
And just end that friendship. Because it's no good for you.
Cutting people out who, you've previously perceived to be your friend, and you have all those thoughts of guilt. You think, oh, well, am I overreacting? Because they're telling you you're overreacting.
Yeah.
They're telling you you're the one in the wrong. And you're sat there going, God, am I doing this? If I cut them out, what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
Are they going to do something? Like, that is textbook manipulation. And you did the right thing. You did the right thing getting to that point and being like...
The only thing I can say is you should have done it sooner.
Yeah, totally.
That is the only thing, but do you want to know what? You've done it now.
Yeah.
And you're out.
Totally.
And look, to get onto the one small amount of D&D that we can get into here, is you can be upset with somebody in-game and not scream at them.
100%.
Like, getting to the point where you scream at someone... It's too far. It's too much. You probably make everyone uncomfortable.
That's too far.
By doing it. You can roleplay being upset. You can roleplay being angry.
Yeah.
And not do that.
Yeah.
Every now and then, for effect and drama, I'll have a big bad guy yell something at you guys.
Yeah. I think that's a bit different though. That's different.
But I'm saying that's the only time I will raise my voice.
Yeah.
In roleplay.
Yeah.
Is being like, enough. I'm done with you. Time for you all to die. In my big bad evil man voice. A big bad evil guy voice. I would
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, totally.
You can roleplay anger and upsetness
without
screaming. That's never the answer.
No, that's not. That is the
answer.
One-way ticket to making everyone feel real uncomfortable around.
And that's exactly what you did.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Well, everyone was uncomfortable, obviously.
Yeah. I would be.
And then afterwards, for A to have that reaction and be screaming, right?
And
then
to
afterwards
say that
be like,
unfair on them.
You're stopping me roleplay. You're toxic and hostile. That's it. The toxic person is always going to be the one who's like, you're toxic. You're toxic. You're hostile. Toxic. Man, OP, I'm sorry. I'm so glad.
Once again, out of there.
You once again had the grace and decorum that I would never have in this situation. And you took your time. You messaged them back. Sorry you feel that way. Piss off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
This is for you, eh?
Yeah, you suck. You're a terrible, toxic person. And I really hope you get help. And I hope that you eventually look at yourself and realize what you've done wrong, and you apologize to the
that
people
person
you've
needs,
hurt.
I think, needs some help.
Yeah, you need help.
I think you do need help.
Yeah. And again,
The way that you're treating people around you
there's
isn't good.
you can't be happy treating people like that. So you know what, I'm sorry that this is how you think normal people act.
But it's not. And
not.
you can't just use people and manipulate people
Totally.
however you want, because they have feelings too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, woo,
baby.
at the end of all of this, we have landed onto the last story. And this this is a good one.
Okay.
You know what? I put this at the end intentionally because, again, it's been a heavy episode.
We've had some heavy topics.
I have some heavy topics, and this... you know what? I'll just get into it. So, this was sent in by Austin, and they go by they, them. So
thank you, Austin, for your submission.
Thank you very much, Austin. So, this is much shorter and much more lighthearted than most horror stories, but it was horrifying in the moment and hilarious looking back.
Okay.
The campaign that this happened in was technically my 4th time DMing.
Okay.
Sorry. But my first time seriously attempting something longer than like a few sessions.
Awesome.
And all of this to say, I was not brand new to this, but I was still not always the most sure of myself. So we are on the 3rd or 4th arc of this campaign, and a fae creature is asking the party for help, saying that there is something tainting the land nearby and they cannot fix it for the overarching plot reasons.
Okay.
But they would offer some power in return for help. Only that's not how I said it in the moment. No, I, in all of my anxious energy and improv hubris, started a sentence not knowing my specific word choice.
Okay.
The large, wise, slightly intimidating fae being said the infamous phrase, I need the taint.
I need the taint. Give it to me. Give me the grabby hand. Give me the taint.
I need the taint.
I need the taint. Oh, fuck's sake.
And then I don't know the exact wording of the rest of the sentence, and I pause. I look away from the party to think sometimes, so I just picture their faces cracking up with laughter, an awkwardly funny spot I had paused at in the sentence. I had ruined this cool moment with an accidental dick-adjacent joke. The horror of that moment made me pause longer until I finally broke the silence to tell them it's okay to laugh. At which point, I discovered they hadn't been laughing silently at me, but they had been waiting eagerly for the next word, and only my reveal of the unintentional pause made them realize what had even happened. We all laughed and went on to have a beautiful campaign from there.
I need the taint. This big, ominous, fair being.
We all still play.
I need the taint.
We all still play D&D together 7 years later and remember that campaign and those awkward stumbles for what they were. 4 friends sharing a good time and telling stories together.
That's fucking hilarious.
Man, Austin, that story absolutely slaps. When I read this beforehand, I need the taint. And it's the fact that you look away, you're like, what have I done? You think everyone's cracking up, you look back and you go, you can laugh, it's all right. And all of them like,
done well.
What?
I need to find out why he needs the taint. Tell me.
Why is he so desperate for it?
The fae being needs the taint.
Hey, if a fae being asks, you give him the taint.
You gotta give him the taint.
Man. And I'm so sorry. If you don't know what a taint is, I'm not going to be the one to tell you.
No.
And please don't Google it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious me, Austin. That was...
It is in the nether regions.
Oh.
It is dick adjacent.
Yeah, like
that's what it is.
It's
dick adjacent.
Yeah.
I need the taint.
I need the taint.
I can just imagine that coming out of your mouth and you being like, This was supposed to be cool.
Oh, this was supposed to be real scary.
It's supposed to be a big moment. And I said, I need the tent. I need the tent.
It's the tent.
I need the tent. Not a tent. I need the tent. The holy grail of all tents. I need it. Oh, my cheeks hurt.
Oh, man, that slaps.
I need the tent.
Oh, man, that story absolutely fucking slaps. Austin, thank you so much.
That is so funny.
Yeah, so,
oh my God.
I think leaving the funny one till the end, and that was just a great fucking story.
I need the tent.
And again, going forward, we're going to be accepting like funny stories. We're going to be accepting heartwarming stories. We want a counterpart to the horror stories, just to see if you enjoy it. And I need the tent.
It's not even what you meant to say either.
What were you trying to say?
What were you trying to say?
What were you trying to say? What were you trying to say? I need the tent. I need the tent.
I need the tent.
I want to know what you were trying to say.
I need the tent.
What was the sentence gonna be? Like, I need the taint removing.
Need taint removing. Are you the taint removers?
Oh God! Oh,
it's the fact that you looked away and you were probably like,
having 1,000 thoughts a second, and then you look back, you're like, you can laugh. Everyone's like hanging on every word you say. They think it's dramatic pause. They're like white knuckling the table.
Why would I laugh? The man needs the tent.
Obviously,
give him the tent. Whoever this person is, give him the tent. Hit him with a tent.
Hit him with a tent. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, well.
Wow.
Thanks, Austin. Yeah, me too.
Jesus.
I'm warm after that. Well, I think that just about does it, doesn't it?
I think so.
Once again, this was a super serious episode.
Yeah.
There's a
lot of serious topics. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I say it every single time. The horror stories just get worse and worse and worse.
They do. Some of them are fucking horrendous.
Oh, so thank you so much for sharing your stories with us. Letting us share them on the podcast, because again, you don't know how much it helps people. There have been people whose horror stories we've read and they've come to us after the fact and been like, thank you for reading that. I had a similar
thing happen to me.
Well, thank you for reading my story. I needed that. I needed to hear that I wasn't crazy, that I wasn't overreacting.
And, the way that I feel like I should have been feeling is now
totally valid.
But you've told me that that's probably exactly what I should have been feeling.
And that there's people that support me because we do.
Because these toxic people will make you feel like
that you're the problem.
That you're the problem, not them. And you're in the wrong, and your mindset is wrong, and the way you think is wrong.
Of course they will.
They're right.
Of course
they're not. None of these people.
No way.
It's bullshit.
And if ever in doubt,
you need the tent.
Just ask for the tent.
I need the tent.
I need the tent.
I need the tent.
The tent. I need the tent.
Give it to me.
Give me the tent.
Give me the tent.
Give me the tent, please.
I want the tent.
Well, Jack, roll them out.
Okay. If you like the video, please remember to hit the like button because it helps out more than you know. If you liked it enough, consider subscribing to the channel. Taint. Because what is it not?
It's not paid for.
Correct.
It's free.
Yeah, it is free.
Sorry.
A subscription to the channel is free. It costs absolutely no money. The bell icon below, you might not know what that does, but that allows you to be notified when we upload our latest videos. We upload on a Monday and a Thursday.
We do.
And if you have anything to say down below, if you want to hype up the people, make them feel safe, tell us your own horror story, tell us your opinions on the things that we've talked about, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And we're just going to see you in the next episode.
We'll see you in the next one, won't we?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here with us.
I need the tent.
I need the tent.
Bye.
Bye.